With umbrellas in them, you could attend an intimate meet and greet with legends like Bill Ranford, Jason Strudwick, Kelly Buchberger, Ron Lowe,
Jack Michaels, Louis DeBrusque,
Steve Nurkic.
Price start at $3.99. Part of the proceeds support the Ben Stelter Legends Cruise, July 2026.
Steve
Visit
Nurkic.
Cast.tour/Edmonton. Call 1-833-347-7678. Book now and save $500 per cabin when you mention promo code Stingray Radio. That's Cast.tours/Edmonton.
The basketball show turns 10, and we welcome a new generation of basketball talk. Hoop City with Paul Sir airs Saturday.
Only the second Dallas penalty.
We've got you covered.
More Edmonton families than ever are struggling as food prices skyrocket. The Holiday Hamper Foundation provides festive meals for 2,000.
Here comes Montepani with Drysdale. Trailer, this game. Putting it upstairs on Ellis.
Temperatures dropping fast, folks. He opens the hood and, oh no, the battery's on thin ice.
Yeah, that's a tough break, Tim. I mean, you can't
Here comes Montepani
with weak parts in your game like that.
But wait, he's made a clutch move. He's gone to Napa Auto Parts for the win. They've got batteries, winter-grade oils, antifreeze, and wiper blades built for cold Alberta conditions.
That's a championship play, Tim.
With over 85 Alberta locations, visit your local Napa store today or shop online at napacanada.com. That's Napa know-how.
This Black Friday, unlock incredible savings with Quello Concerts. Get 50% off our yearly and 2-year plans and enjoy unlimited access to the world's best concerts and music documentaries. Stream legendary performances anytime, anywhere for as low as $44.99 a year. It's the perfect gift for anyone who loves music. Visit stingray.com/deal and start streaming the world's best shows today.
The Jason Gregor Show.
Here comes Montepani with Drysdale. Trailer, Russell has tied this game. Putting it upstairs on Ellis.
On Sports 1440.
Nurkic.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Only the second Dallas penalty of the game. That's a knockdown. Prescott able to step into it. Scott Pickens good move. And he's cut back in a touchdown.
Well, a tremendous Tuesday afternoon. How are you? And welcome to the Jason Gregor Show, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. As always, hope you are having an awesome day. The Oilers was not an awesome evening last night in Buffalo. Was not a good game at all. I'm not sure there's hardly anybody going in that game for the Edmonton Oilers. Top to bottom, they weren't good, and it showed. They were unable to win again in Buffalo, an area that they struggle to score. They struggle to win games. You look at their last 6 games in Buffalo, they have scored a grand total of 12 goals. So when you're averaging 2 goals a game, not going to win. And it's not like the Sabres are a dominant team. The Sabres are the worst team in the Eastern Conference right now. They've been the worst team in the Eastern Conference for the last 6 seasons combined. Yet the Oilers can't beat them there. It's a weird one. And they really had no business. Now, when they did tie the game, and Jack Roslovic, one of only a few players who's actually going right now, he scored again, and you thought, maybe there's a chance, but no, it did not happen. And the Oilers will now they flew out today. They stay overnight, and they flew to Washington today, and they will take on the Capitals tomorrow. Then they got Tampa Bay on Thursday. They got Florida on Saturday. Then they come home. They'll have Sunday day off, and then they'll have Monday practice. Nugent Hopkins should be on the ice for that practice. Kasperi Kapanen could be on the ice for that practice. Both of them unlikely, I would think, for Tuesday against Dallas. Not completely 100% unlikely, but I would say low chance because it'd only be one practice for them. Multiple weeks for Nugent Hopkins, over a month for Kapanen. Plus, if you don't play them Tuesday, then you don't have to play them again until Saturday. So you think about that. That's just lots of extra rest time for them. And then they'll be rock and rolling. And then, you finish the month, you get Nugent Hopkins, you get Kapanen back. That could help them because November has been a month to forget, not remember for the Oilers depth guys. It's kind of been odd. In the first month of the season, if you look at new forwards on the Oilers, you know what? They had contributed. You were fine with it. Right? Their depth guys had scored, they scored, 10 goals, 11 goals in that month? You're like, all right, that's okay. We'll take it. But in November, man, they're shooting blanks. Big time blanks. The only goal they've got from a guy who's currently in their bottom six is Mangiapane, but that happened in St. Louis when he was playing with Nugent Hopkins and McDavid. So obviously doesn't count. Henrique, Frederick, Janmark, Philp, Lazar, Howard when he was here, Tomasic when he's playing, Ofer. They got no goals. Mangiapane, since he's been down there, no goals. So in the month of October, when your top guys weren't scoring to their level, the depth guys did chip in. All right. Now you get to November and it's switched. The top guys are scoring. Roslovic, McDavid, and Draisaitl have combined for 17 goals already. Think about it, 17 goals in 9 games from those three. It's pretty damn good. No one else is really scoring. Got 2 goals from Bouchard and Wallman each. Podkolzin. Matt Savoy's got a goal since he moved up there. But their depth guys nowhere to be seen. They need to be better. No question about it. They need to be better. So I look at the Oilers, and their dance of mediocrity just continues. And like you look at their depth guys have to be better. And here's the thing. Right now, when I watch the Oilers play, I don't see much difference in how their third and fourth lines play compared to their top lines. And to me, that's a problem. Because their top lines have the skill to be a possession team, right? To have successive passes. That's what they do. Your third and fourth line, no. Get to the net. Drive the net. Crash the net. Put pucks on net. Get some bodies in front. And how about shoot the damn puck? Not only are they not scoring, they hardly have any shots on goal in the month of November. It's not gonna. You're not gonna score when you don't shoot the puck, right? You look in October. Henrique had 23 shots. Tomasic had 19. Frederick had 12. Howard had 12. Philp had 6 and 6. Lazar had 1. In November, Henrique has 10 shots in 9 games. Frederick has 7. Howard had 7 and 6. Philp has 6 and 9. Lazar has 2 and 7. Janmark 2 and 5. Tomasic has 1 and 3. They had 73 shots in 12 games in October. They've combined for 35 in 9 games so far in November. So not only are they not scoring, it's really hard to score when you never get the puck to the damn net. You don't get any shots on goal. So they got to be better. Brett Kulak, who's for what he is, he's been a really consistent player since coming over from Montreal. In the playoffs, he elevated his game pretty much every year for the most part. Last year wasn't his best, but that's fine. But this season, man, the month of November, it's just come crashing down. He's been outscored 12-0. 12-0 in 9 games. Basically, like when Bouchard and Ekholm were getting lit up in October, now they just passed the torch, and now it's Kulak's turn. Just got, tire tracks all over his pants. He's getting burnt. Like, look at his puck management. Like, normally he's pretty good at it. Uses his legs, transports the puck out of the zone, gets out of trouble. Lots of games you don't even notice Kulak. That's a good thing. When you're a defense, when you don't get noticed, he's doing his job. But it hasn't been that way this month. So he's got to be better. He's the leader of that third pair. So their depth guys got to be better. Last night, everybody needs to be better. I don't think there's one player you'd look and say, oh, really like their game. So we will we'll see how the Oilers do tomorrow night in Washington, where they go up against a team that is really hard. Like, you got the Oilers who struggle to score goals, and now they're going into Washington, a team that no team is better and at limiting goals, right? The Capitals, they're technically third at 2.47, but they've allowed 8 games already where they've only allowed 1 goal or less. Like, it is not going to be easy going into Washington tomorrow. Alexander Ovechkin suddenly starting to score. And anybody who's watched his career, when the grade 8 gets rolling, all of a sudden the goals just come in bunches. And he's now starting to score. So that's a problem, right? That's a problem for Edmonton. And you look at Washington, and half their games when they've allowed 1 goal came on the road, the other half are at home. So they're equally good either way. Logan Thompson's been spectacular in between the pipes. Spectacular. So, like, if you look at the Caps, they had a few games where they have been able to be leaky, which is odd. Like, Ottawa scored 7 against them one night, Florida 6. So, hey, no team is perfect defensively. But when I look at the Oilers, and right now their offensive woes, I'm like, it's a problem. Now, they were coming because their big guys had started to wake up earlier this month, but they're back to for one game anyway. They were a little bit blah, so we'll see if they bounce back. Today on the show, Keith Gretzky, the GM of the Bakersfield Condors, will join us. They're coming off a big win. There's some young guys there that are, you think, hey, maybe down the road. Now, different type of guys, because I've always said this. Realistically, I think in your organization, you might have 6 guys who are on your AHL team that you might think could play for you in the NHL. And not necessarily this year, but down the road. Obviously, Isaac Howard, well, he just played in the NHL, so that's one, right? I think Yarventi would be another one. Young Marhala, he's a rookie for the Oilers this year. He's got 13 points in his first 14 games. I know somebody said, oh, you don't even have a point-a-game player. Do you know how many rookies are point-a-game players? Not many. Matt Savoy wasn't. But Marhala's, he's got some potential. He's good. I think a long shot would be Hudson, if I'm being honest. I think Szymanski as a 4th-line center might have a better chance to be an NHL player. And then there's obviously Clattenburg, an energy guy. Now, right now, that guy, and we'll talk to Keith about it, but man, like, he's taking on all comers, which is great. But he's a 20-year-old rookie, and he's playing with a ton of emotion, a ton of fire, and man, you wish that was contagious on the Oilers right now, because their bottom 6 guys could use a little bit of playing with fire, because there's a lot of guys who aren't. And, he's hitting everything that moves. Right now, he's taking on all comers in fights. And, when you're fighting the non-fighters, oh, no problem. But Clattenburg's not a heavyweight. And you don't want him to come up to Edmonton and run around and then have a heavyweight guy challenge him. And he's like, okay. And then you get throttled. That doesn't do you any good. So, like, learning to be like, and funny enough, he just got fined for diving embellishment twice. But Nick Cousins is the prime example of what Clattenburg could be. Got some decent, maybe he's got some skill, skates well. Clattenburg skates well. He hits a lot, and he runs around, and he pisses off the opposition. And I'm telling you, man, those guys are valuable. They're very, maybe AJ Greer, kind of like type of player, right? Like, he's not a heavyweight. He doesn't need to be a heavyweight. I don't want him fighting, Olivier. Now, Olivier's a really good playing heavyweight, but he is super tough. Clattenburg's not in his weight class and shouldn't even try to be. Right? Like, there's a fine line between heart and stupidity. It's a fine line. That's why life is tough. So, and the NHL is tough, but they've got those guys. And, we'll talk to Keith about it. Boeke wasn't playing. Then he went down to, they got some injuries on the blue line. He came back up, got a point. We'll hear from Connor Ingram. And I know there's lots of people that want to rush Connor Ingram. I've said this honestly, like, early December is probably best case scenario. Maybe. Right? His first game, he played well. I think he played in adrenaline. And then he had a few games where I think his timing, just technique was a little bit off. Made sense. Now he came back, had a good game, his last game. So now can he build on it? Can he have another strong effort and another strong effort? And you know what? If he can get 4 or 5 strong efforts in a row, then I think it's something the organization might consider looking at. But until then, I'm not gonna worry about it. I wouldn't put too much focus that he would be the answer to the problem right now. That is, their goaltending, specifically their backup goaltending right now. The numbers just aren't good enough from your backup. Obviously, you'd like Stuart Skinner's numbers to be a little bit better, but Stuart Skinner overall hasn't been awful if you look at the overall numbers and you look at goals saved above expected, everything else. Right? He's not elite. I don't expect him to be elite, but he's being above average. That's pretty good. So we'll touch on that. Also on the show today, Matt Barrett will join us. So we'll talk a little Oil Kings. Struddy will be by. Kevin Woodley. We're talking goaltending. Ellis, see that good? Or were the Ellis? I thought had some solid saves. I'm not sure how many great saves he had to make last night. Spec DVD, the 2-minute warning with Cam Tate. We'll have all of that. Monday nighter, I know Walks is happy because the Cowboys took care of business. Connor Halley, no real surprise in that game. I know the Cowboys were talking like, hey, we're back and everything's good. And I'm like, okay, like, I guess you got to believe that. But, beating up on the Raiders doesn't mean you're a great team. It just means that you took care of business. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you went out and did your job. We'll give you a little bit of credit for that. But, yeah, I mean, that one was not even close. The Dallas Cowboys were just marching down the field on the Raiders. Dak Prescott, extremely efficient, playing really well. And then Javonte Williams was able to run the football. And I think it might be a rare case where you, I, and Brownie all hit our picks there for touchdowns and sack coming in from Max Crosby. But, yeah, if I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, it's good you took care of your business. You did what you were supposed to do. But the Raiders are just not a good club right now. No, God, not good at all. And hey, looking at the Edmonton Oilers right now, they're not a very good team either. Now they're not as bad as the Raiders, but the Oilers, they're going to have to find a way. Try to at least go 1-1-1 in the final 3 games of this road trip, and then you come home and you're 25 points in your first 24 games. Far from acceptable, but then that's a lot of your road games done, especially a lot of your Eastern games done, and then maybe. You know what? You get into December, you got Hyman back, you got Nugent Hopkins back. You can start to roll. You know what? You push some guys from your third line down to your fourth line, and your third line maybe becomes more productive. Because realistically, I don't look a ton of production from your fourth line. It's really your third line that's got to get going. And you know what? Like right now, that's Frederick, Mangiapane, and Henrique. Like in the month, they're doing nothing. So they got to get going. Right? Janmark, Phil, Lazard. Like it's hard. Sure, you could chip in a little bit here. Phil's already got 2 goals in the season. Lazar's got 1. Like it's not awful. But you'd like a little bit of an identity there for sure, if you can. But really, it comes down to if they get more consistency from the guys who play the most minutes, from forward to defense to goaltending, then I think they'll be better off. So we'll see where it goes. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back, and Keith Gretzky joins us on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Mr. Rooter watches the big game.
Go deep! What you watching, Mr. Rooter? The Plumbing Olympics. Frankie Drain Dragon Sanchez is attempting to break the world record in the 100-meter snake. Watch! Wow! Did you see that? He snaked out a 50-pound clog. And in the middle of that wad, a gold medal. What theater?
Yeah, that's very cool, Mr. Rooter.
For a plumber who's good as gold, call Mr. Rooter.
More fruit?
Check.
Satisfying texture?
Check.
3 amazing new recipes?
Check, check, check.
Let Booster Juice bowl you over with something completely different. 3 new acai bowls, loaded with delicious toppings including bee pollen, cacao nibs, and shredded coconut. Piled high on top of a refreshing blend of authentic acai, straight from Brazil. Spoon?
Check.
Booster Juice, Canada's original juice and acai bowl bar.
I'm Colin Livingston, president of Cantork. Since 2016, we've been at the forefront of hydraulic torque wrenches in Canada. I'm delighted to share our latest venture, in-house production for quicker turnaround, superior quality, and heightened versatility. Experience excellence at Cantork.com.
Across the province, Albertans are taking their shot on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner.
Bringing every project to life requires the right team. By joining the Japa Machinery Group service or sales teams, you can be part of setting a new industry standard. Celebrating a legacy of excellence with Japa. Learn more at japamachinery.com.
Want sports talk on the go?
You can listen to 1440 on the AM dial or stream us on your mobile device through apps like Radio Player, iHeart, and Stingray Music.
Edmonton sports fans,
turn to Sports 1440.
1440.
I'm Grant Fedork from Leading Edge Physiotherapy, and people who suffer brain fog might think it's just going to be part of their life. But listen, I've seen a 38-year-old man managing a concussion read her kid a bedtime story without losing the plot, all because of cognitive rehab that rewires the brain like a GPS reboot. Your brain isn't broken, it's buffering. One missed beat in focus, memory, or balance snowballs into frustration, falls, or forgotten keys. Stroke, concussion, long COVID, even aging can all lead to brain fog. Cognitive rehab works. Check us out at leadingedgephysio.com before your next "where'd I put my phone" moment.
It's the Nissan Black Friday event, a full month of excitement packed with awesome vehicles and exclusive offers. Right now, finance the Nissan Kicks for 0% for 24 months. Plus, get $1,000 Nissan bonus and enjoy an epic ride wherever you go. This Black Friday, we've got great offers and limited inventory. Get yours today before they're all gone. These offers won't last. Go see your local Nissan dealer or Nissan.ca for more details. Conditions apply.
Visit your local Edmonton and area Nissan dealer for more information.
Scott McGilvery here, HGTV host and renovation expert. The one upgrade I know homeowners will love: better, fresher Culligan water straight from the tap. Culligan's Aquasential reverse osmosis filtration system takes your water to the next level. With up to 7 stages of filtration and 14 filter options, they're certified to reduce over 90 contaminants. Your tap water is about to get a major upgrade. Safer water that tastes great. Get started with a free in-home water test at Culligan.com. Culligan, water you love.
Sure, your couch is comfortable, but watching the game is always better at On the Rocks. With crystal clear TVs, you won't miss a single play, and the specials are a major league win. Pre-game warm-up starts with specials 30 minutes before the puck drops. Get 69-cent wings and $5.75 Molson Canadian and Coors Light drafts, and play score and win every game for your chance to win big. Be part of the action this hockey season. See the menu online at ontherocks.yeg.com.
Portions of this hour brought to you by On the Rocks. The Oilers are back in action, and OTR is ready to be your hockey headquarters. $5.75 Molson Canadian, 69-cent wings, and you can play score and win every game. See more at ontherocks.yeg.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Tuesday afternoon. Phew, scared you there for a second. It's Tuesday. God, don't want it to be Monday again. That would be brutal. The Gregor Show always brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca, where you get in the game tonight. Lotto Max, $40 million. Get your tickets at PlayAlberta.ca. And when you're there, if you want, you can make a $50 deposit. Use the promo code Gregor50 and get an additional $50 play. Not bad at all at PlayAlberta.ca. As we're going to get to our big guest of the day, brought to you by the Spruce Grove Saints. They're back in action on the 23rd. Nice afternoon affair coming up this weekend. Get your tickets, sgsaints.ca down at the Thompson Family Arena. And our big guest, of course, is the assistant general manager of the Edmonton Oilers. He is the general manager of the Bakersfield Condors. Keith Gretzky joins us once again. Keith, welcome back to the show, man. How you doing?
Great to be a part of it.
Well, Keith, you know what? I always like getting your updates on guys and seeing how things are going. I guess, the big one, lots of people in Edmonton are kind of curious about Connor Ingram. And, he's played, I think, 5 games now. His good first one, to me, looked like a guy on adrenaline. And then, the layoff probably was a factor. I know you guys gave him a weekend off once just to kind of find his game again. How would you evaluate how Ingram and where his game is at right now?
Yeah, you know what? He came in, the first game was great, and you're right, he was probably just on the rush of playing again. He was really good, and then, wasn't as good and was fighting the puck a little bit. And we talked to him, and we took 10 days of just solid practices. And it's hard when you only play on the weekends, and so we didn't have any games in the middle of the week. And you know what? He had a great 10 days and went into San Diego last week, and I thought he played very good. I thought he was solid. His rebound control was good. He was seeing the puck, which was huge, and I thought he played very well, and he'll play again tonight.
Okay. The other guy, you got Ike Howard back from Edmonton, young guy, very skilled player, and he was on a line with Szymanski and Hudson, and that line combined for 3 goals in his first game. Before I get to Howard, because we saw him up here, how is Josh Szymanski fitting into the American League?
Well, you know what? I think he knows his role. He's a hardworking guy. I would say that, how Europeans come over and face us aren't really as important over there as it is over here. And when you're killing penalties or playing on the power play, those are important things. You want puck possession, and I have to give the kid a lot of credit. He's night and day different from the beginning of the year, and you know what? He's a really, really good penalty killer, and he works hard. He's been moved up to really the top line and deserves it and has played well.
Now, when I look at Josh Szymanski and his style of play, realistically, if he's a guy who's going to develop to an NHLer, he's probably like a bottom 6 center iceman. That's realistic.
Yeah, I see that. He knows it too. He's a really smart kid. He understands that if he's going to make it, it's going to be starting as a 4th line guy and try to work his way up. But his biggest thing is face-offs, killing penalties, and his work ethic. And I think he's really done a really good job of doing that.
Is he physical? Does he use his size?
Yeah, he gets in there. That's surprisingly, the other day we kind of have a little blow up with Coachella Valley, and especially at the end of the game, and they had their some toughness and they kind of went after I think it was Bo Akey, and he jumped. He was the first guy to jump in, and I wouldn't say I was surprised, but I asked him afterwards. He goes, well, he went after a young kid, so he kind of will get his nose in there. He's not afraid.
Okay, that's good. Bo Akey, obviously a higher draft pick, 2nd round of the Oilers a few years ago. He's had some injury troubles the last few seasons. Hasn't played a ton of hockey. I know you even sent him down to the ECHL just to get him some playing time. But then he had some injuries, and he's come back up. How's he looked?
You know what? He played, pretty good for his first game in the American Hockey League. I thought he moved the puck well. I think the biggest thing is it's not where you start, it's where you finish, and hopefully he finishes one day in the NHL. That's our goal with every player. But I think the right decision is to make sure he plays over 20 minutes a game and play in key situations. And that was really the reason why he went down to Fort Wayne. He was really good about it. He understood. We just thought it would be important for him to go down and play a lot. And, from their coaches in Fort Wayne, he was playing real well. And with our injuries, it's, he caught a break and he's up and he's going to play again tonight.
Keith Gretzky, GM of the Condors, joins us. Robbie Yarventi, another guy who battled injuries. You guys held him out of back-to-backs to start the season. I noticed he played one the other day. He's got 5 goals, 5 assists, 10 points in 10 games. Big guy who can really skate and not afraid to shoot the puck. Keith, how is he looking now that he's finally healthy?
You know what? He's been very, very good for us. I think, like you said, we want to be on the caution side of back-to-backs, and I'm glad we did. And he hasn't had any issues. And, you always want him to play. And the one surprising part about his game is when he wants to be, he can hit pretty good and he hits hard. And I like to see him, bring that into his game a little bit more consistently. He's around the net. He's got a really good shot. And the other night he scored 2, and the first goal was just out muscling the D behind the net and does a wraparound. He won the puck battle, and that's where he's going to have to succeed to play at the next level.
Okay. You have the one guy down there that has a lot of excitement. He's become a fan favorite already. Is young Connor Clattenburg, right? Like the fans love him, and I get why. I watched his last game. This guy hit everything that moved. He ends up getting in 2 fights, and he gets in 2 fights because of being physical, and the other team is pissed off and they're going after him, right? Like he's not just taking in a fight for the sake of it, at least in that game anyway. His skating's good, Keith. Like this guy's a ball of energy. Has he surprised you with just kind of how his relentless motor has been in every game that I've watched?
Yeah, you know what? He's a guy that is, when he hits hard. He's like a Mack truck out there, and he doesn't go out of his way. He doesn't take himself out of the play. It's finishing the check on the forecheck. He doesn't go head hunting. The thing is, he's a hockey player. He's being used to kill penalties. So I think it might take a little bit, but his game is growing. I think he's more than a pleasant surprise. And like you said, we're not asking him to fight every game. And, what happens is when you hit a couple of guys hard, they're going to come after you. And they did it the other night. And I have to give the kid credit. He turned our team around and gave us a lot of energy. We got home like at 2:30 in the morning from a hard loss and the night before. And he came out and you know what, he brought a lot of energy and brought the team together and we got the win probably because of him.
Well, I was trying to remember the last time a guy was a first star of a game when he had no points, and he's not a goalie. All right. So, you had a few guys with 3 points each and they weren't even the first star. So obviously people appreciated, what he brought to the game. Ike Howard comes down and, obviously I'm sure there's a little disappointment, but he did pick up 2 assists and, it seemed to fit in there. You had a guy like Matt Savoy last year, Keith, and you put him in a ton of situations and obviously it's worked out and he looks like he's NHL ready. Now, I don't know if Howard's going to be necessarily used on the penalty kill like Matt Savoy was or not. They're a little bit different in certain elements, but what's the plan with Howard now that you have him?
I think that, you're right. He's not going to kill like Matt really hadn't killed before. And I think our coaches did a really good job. And, everybody always in the American League goes by wins and losses for coaches. And to me, I've always said it's about developing and we've done a pretty good job down here. Matt was excellent. He bought in. It took a while, to find his game and same with Ike. He's gonna come in and what I thought the biggest thing was his attitude was great. And what it's like, guys get sent down that, I wish I was in the NHL or I should be in the NHL. And he's not like that at all. He's been a real good soldier, I say, and he's come out and worked hard. I thought his work ethic was great. And then of course the skill level is just, getting your confidence, handling the puck. And we're going to use him on killing penalties. Will it be as much as Savoy? I'm not too sure, but he's going to get, some touches on the PK and get him used to doing that. And I think it's really important. It's another, bullet in the gun to be used in the NHL. So that's why Clattenburg's the same way. We want to give these kids opportunities to succeed and to be used as, in Edmonton. And I think Howard his passing was unbelievable the other night. He could have had a couple goals. So I think the biggest thing is when you come down, you have to come down with a good attitude and understand, hey, it's for the best of you. It's easy to say and hard to do. And right now, Howard's been really good with his attitude.
Well, he'll definitely add more skill to your lineup, no question about it, as Keith Gretzky, the GM of the Condors, joins us. They're in action tonight, taking on Calgary's AHL affiliate, the Wranglers. Another guy who's young, and he was went in the draft, didn't sign in Buffalo. You guys signed him. Marhala has 13 points in 14 games for a rookie, which is really impressive. I think a lot of people don't realize how hard it is to be a point-a-game player almost in the American League, Keith. Like, the 2 games I've watched, what stood out to me is his ability to transport the puck especially through the neutral zone. Is that kind of his forte? And when you look at his game, what are the areas that he's going to need to round out to be a guy who maybe could be a call-up down the road?
You're right. He's a kid that is a transporter. I haven't seen too many guys, like, he'll make moves that you go, wow, and like, not too often you see that in the American League, and especially in the neutral zone or just inside the offensive zone. He really dangles well. He was another guy like Szymanski, wasn't good on his faceoffs at the beginning. He's working on it every day. He's gotten, a lot better, night and day difference. For me right now, it's just core strength and a little bit more quickness. And it's hard, like you said, to get points in the American League. And what he's done so far is hats off to him. And, you get put in situations to succeed, and he runs he's on the first power play unit, and he go out and kill penalty the other night when it was a 5-on-3. He's taking important faceoffs. That's learning down in the American League, and he's done a really good job.
The veteran Atro Lepinen, how is he adjusting to the American League?
I think he's getting better. I think it's when you're a defenseman, it's harder. I think it's coming over here. It's more forechecking, more physical. I thought his compete levels raised up, his intensity's raised up. I always say for the Europeans, it's usually 20 games, even kids out of college and junior. It takes you a while to get going. But I think Leps has gotten better. He's moving the puck, and he the one thing he does is likes to engage in the offense, and that's important for us. That's what we're looking for.
Keith Gretzky joins us. Keith, you have this is an influx of some new guys to your team, and I know he's still a younger guy. He's 27, and maybe he's 28 even. James Hamlin's a guy who's had some cups of coffee in the NHL, and obviously that's still the goal, is to get there. But you know what? As like kind of quasi third line, maybe. I'm not sure how you'd classify it if you really have a third line necessarily, but he has 5 goals, 7 points in 9 games. And is he kind of quietly become like your veteran leader up front?
Yeah, you look at it, and I know it's hard to, plus minuses, and he leads our team in plus minus with, I think it's +7. And this guy is what you want in a player. And you know what? He's great in the locker room, but his work ethic on the ice, it just, I think, rubs off on people. I believe in that. I think he's a guy that brings everybody into the fight with his work ethic as, probably the tops, the way he's out there, and he gives us all. And, I think it rubs off on people. You watch him block shots, and, the other night we're 6-2 and Szymanski's out there blocking a shot. And I'm like, gee, that's rubbing off, that's what it's about. And I think, Hammer is a guy that's underrated. I really feel that as a player that, like you said, he could be on the third line and be on the first line. And, he's out there killing penalties and he, like I said, he's a guy you want on your team.
2 other young D-men, Carfagna and Luke Prokop. How have they looked?
They've looked really good. I think Luke and Josh Brown are both leading our team in plus minus on the back end, both +5. And I think, you look at Carfagna, he's now getting a chance with Deneen hurt. He's going to get on the second power play unit. So I think now is his time again, like Atro, you're going to see what he can do when you get the ice time, you put in situations. So it's going to be a good couple of weeks to see what he can do. And Luke's been a real pleasant surprise. I think, in our heads, he was probably heading to the East Coast League, and we told him that when we signed him. And you know what? He's played very well. He's learned to kill penalties and use his size.
Speaking of the ECHL, you have 2 young goalies down there, and I know that the big reason why they were sent there was because you want them to play. And so they're both playing. Janssen was obviously off to a red-hot start. Realistically, Keith, because I know you've been doing this for a long time, and when you look at that goalie position, like Stuart Skinner, I could name tons of goalies who start in the ECHL. That's just where it is because there's playing time, right? You don't want a young guy to be a backup in the AHL that doesn't play very much. What would it take? Is it realistically like, maybe in the new year, if one of them's still on a roll, that's when you'd look at maybe a call up to the AHL? Is that kind of how it works with goalies?
Yeah, you know what? Our biggest thing is, and we really haven't talked about it, it's so early, and the one good thing, it's like when Howard came down, you have to come with a good attitude. And when I talked to both of them, they were really, really good on understanding why they were going. Janssen, especially, you know, coming from Europe, it's a big adjustment. And you think you're going to the American League. And we had talked to him in the summer and said, hey, this could happen or whatever. We didn't really know. And you know what? I think they're in a great spot. I believe, like you said, you got to play games and play meaningful games and win games and learn to be a pro and come to the rink every day. And it doesn't matter where you start. And you know what? They've both been really good down there. And you know what? They just got to keep growing. And then when we have a chance, we'll visit it and see what we do.
How's your golf game, Keith?
It's rained 6 days straight here.
Oh, I sense some frustration there. All right. Yeah. Now that's rare, isn't it, in Bakersfield to rain that much?
We've never seen this much rain. I think it was like 1953 was the closest time. So it's like, they probably needed it. And everybody says, oh, this is great. And I'm like, really? They just love the rain. So it's today was the first little bit of sun. So it's good.
All right. Well, enjoy the game tonight. As always, great to catch up with you.
Anytime.
Continued success. You bet.
You guys see Jason. Bye-bye.
See you later. That is Keith Gretzky, the GM of the Connors. And you know what? Like, Bakersfield's got some young guys. Not necessarily like Ike Howard's a possibility for this year. Again, maybe. But if he doesn't, because now that, let's say Nugent Hopkins and Kapanen get back in the lineup, well, now there's two guys who got to come out of the lineup, not to mention got to send somebody down to make the numbers work, yada, yada, yada. I look at the orders, and they got some young guys for the future. Marhala, first-year pro. Howard, first-year pro. Yarventi, hopefully, just stays healthy. Man, big guy who can skate. Like, they got potential, right? Szymanski's like a fourth-line guy. Big body, fourth-line guy maybe down the road. Right? Clattenburg brings something the organization has nothing of, just like a relentless motor and engine. And if you have that guy on your team, any other guys who have a little bit of it, it automatically comes to the surface more because that guy just gets you in the game. And it's something the organization, like, I'm trying to think the last player the Oilers drafted and developed who played a physical style. Because think about the guys they had. Like, Nurse is physical, but Nurse is not, he's not an overly initiator of it. Right? He fought more when he was younger, doesn't do so much now. But let's go through it. Can you think of one? Like, when I think of guys on the Oilers who have been physical lately, Kane, signed, traded. Cassian, signed. Corey Perry, signed. Pat Maroon, acquired in a trade. I'm trying to go through the decade of darkness. Like Zach Stortini. Honestly, probably Zach Stortini would be the last guy who, you know what, played physical and, would run around. Honestly, can you think of anyone else, Connor Halley? Like, I guess maybe J.F. Jacques. He's a little bit better skill, but, wasn't overly consistent. But, right, had a big body, had a lot of the tools. Just the toolbox didn't seem to be open all the time. But, man, like, I might have to go back to Zach Stortini. I'm not sure I can think of anyone since then. Can you?
No, and I'm scrolling through the list here of the players they've drafted, and I'm in 2002. and
yeah,
there's not many that pop off.
Yeah.
Here.
So that, like, man, Clattenburg could be something that they've been looking for and now learning kind of the rat-like ability to be someone, like, he's not a heavyweight. I don't want him to be a heavyweight, but physical, hits, can kill penalties. Like, that's massive. That guy can kill penalties for you. It's massive. Brings energy to your team. And not for, I don't know. Like I said earlier on, yesterday on my show, like, I don't think it's this year. Maybe a late season call it maybe. Like, let's give him some time. But you know what? He's definitely got the right attitude. And he's a player that says, hey, if I'm going to go to the NHL, I'm going there because I'm going to be physical. I'm going to be aggressive. I'm going to be a jerk. I'm probably going to be a little bit of a pain in the ass. And man, that's music to ears, because to me, the Oilers just don't have enough of that. And there's not a lot of guys in the league who have it. So you can draft and develop one. There's a lot of value there. 2:42. We'll take a quick break. We'll return 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. It's a Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
For one day only, Friday, November 21st, The Brick is releasing Black Friday deals early. Get a sneak peek at the hottest offers on furniture, mattresses, appliances, and electronics. Save 65% off sofas when you buy the matching love seater chair. Up to 50% off mattresses and up to $1,000 off when you buy 2 or more select major appliances. Plus, they pay the GST. Check out more one-day only deals and additional offers in-store. Some exclusions apply. See in-store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
This hockey season, before every game, check out the pregame show with Andrew Walker on Sports 1440. It's brought to you by Titan Supply, your only source for rigging, lifting, and hauling products. Visit titansupply.ca.
When you have lifting and material handling needs, Northwest Crane delivers. Western Canada's Sandy dealer, backed by the industry's toughest one. 3 years, 3,000 hours, no compromises. They service all crane makes and models with skilled technicians and deep industry expertise. Alberta owned with locations in Leduc and Grand Prairie and fully equipped service trucks. Northwest Crane keeps your operation lifting. For more information on sales or service, visit northwestcrane.com or call today.
Ready for a silly hockey fans. Your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at ewell.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
At Papa John's, our butter chicken pizza is a Canadian favorite, and we think we know why. We start with a velvety, tangy, and subtly sweet sauce. Then it's our better ingredients: fresh, never frozen original dough, juicy grilled chicken, and crunchy green peppers and onions. Sounds delicious, right? Well, wait till you try it. It's butter chicken made better. Order your large butter chicken pizza today for only $19.99. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Proudly locally owned and operated.
At Nisku Ford, we want your visit to feel as comfortable as a holiday gathering. When you shop with us, you're not just a customer, you're family. And we always give our family the best.
And the whole family is going to love our November deals. Find your favorite Ford, then choose from 0% financing or rebates as high as $10,000.
Nisku Ford to your holiday visits, or make your wish list at niskuford.ca today. Above expectations.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Cantork. What's the best way to beat the tariffs? Buy Canadian. Cantork's products are not only made in Canada, but right here in Edmonton. Save money, support Canada at cantork.com.
Hat tricks, touchdowns, and home runs. Get it all with the Jason Gregor Show on Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
.245. Welcome back. Gregor Show, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Also at Orders Nation, YouTube, Facebook. We very much appreciate you watching, listening to the show. Fantastic. The Oilers, as I mentioned, traveling today from Buffalo to Washington. Not very long of a travel, but hope that they can find their legs for a game tomorrow night against the Capitals, who are pretty staunch defensively. And the grade 8 is starting to heat up a little bit, scoring goals. And anybody who's watched his career knows that, guy starts to score. Watch out. He's up to 903 closing in. He needs now 39 goals to pass Gretzky for the most combined regular season and playoff goals. I wouldn't be surprised if he stays around to get that one. Just for fun. Why not? That would be... give him 1,017 total goals. Not bad. Gretzky had 894 in the regular season and 122 in the postseason. Not bad at all. I don't think Ovi's going to catch him for playoff goals, though. but definitely is already ahead of them in the regular season. Now, let's get to our WHL report brought to you by Legacy Heating and Cooling, home of the no payments, no interest for 1 year on your furnace. Stay warm all winter long at legacyheating.ca. And the Oil Kings, who are good, they're on a road trip. They are, look at their record, 17-4-1-1. Now, PA does have a slightly better points percentage than the Oil Kings, but those two teams now, the Oil Kings are now separating. Now, I guess Calgary does have 4 games in hand, but they're 10 points up on them already. So they are definitely rolling. And a gentleman who watches all the games calls him Matt Barrett, the voice of the Oil Kings, joins us. Matty, how you doing, Matt?
Doing wonderful. How are you guys?
Hey, I'm good. Probably not as good as the Oil Kings, man. They're off to a good start, and they've got this great record, and they have played the majority of their games on the road so far this year.
Yeah, it feels like Groundhog Day sometimes, on the road again. But they find a way to win hockey games, and that's the best thing when you have a veteran crew like this group is if you can win on the road and show your maturity, that's usually a good sign. And this team just seems to win hockey games on the road, and they've been a dangerous team no matter what building they're playing in.
So when you look, Matt, at this season so far, what has been the biggest strength of the Oil Kings?
Well, lately it's been their offense and their ability to score from all over the place. They've got 3 solid lines right now that have been together for, basically this whole trip, and basically 2 full lines that they've had for the last few weeks. And they've all been able to score at different points or all together. They've scored, 5, 6, 7, 8 goals numerous times this year. And that's a big thing. If you can score up and down your lineup, usually good things are going to happen. And I think defensively, they want to tighten up just a little bit. But when you're scoring 6, 7, 8 goals, maybe it doesn't matter a whole ton if you give up 4.
Yeah, well, they got a lot of guys scoring right now. Lucas Suchitson, Miroslava Holinka tied for the team lead with 28 points. Then you got Max Curran has got 25, and Ethan McKenzie on the back end, man. He's looked great. Like, I really enjoyed him late last season, just a firecracker, and how he plays the game. And you know what? He's somebody who's got some potential here long term.
Oh, for sure. He skates so incredibly well. His offensive just ability and offensive awareness is just unbelievable. It's through the roof. And I think part of the thing with him has been health over the last few years. And now that he's healthy, he is really showing what I think he's made of. He's a tremendous player, tremendous kid as well too. So I think he's a guy to keep an eye on for sure. He's already got 7 goals. He didn't have 7 throughout his career prior to this year. So he's really found a way to produce offensively for this club. It's been amazing to see.
And they've been scoring a ton of goals, and without Gavin Hodnett, who hasn't played a game, I don't think, since like mid-October. I think it is. I think he's been out for at least a month, if not more. What's the update on Hodnett, and when's he expected to return?
Yeah, still a bit of ways, and but this team is still able to score and able to fill in. It's obviously tough without Gav in the lineup, and but they're going to find a way to produce without him, and hopefully continue to get wins until he gets back into this lineup, when I'm sure it'll be a welcome sight for sure.
It's interesting when I look up and down their lineup, and I'm not saying this to be negative, but like Jekko's point predictions aren't probably where a lot of people thought they'd be, yet your team is scoring a ton. Like the Oil Kings, as good as they've been, they've got some guys like just mentioned, Hodnett's not even playing yet. And Jekko's been good, but I don't know if he's been at the level that he would like to be. Like, there's still room for this team to improve internally, never mind getting any new players in acquisitions.
Well, for sure, right? I mean, and that's the beauty of this lineup, I think, is that if somebody does go cold, I think there's, an opportunity there for someone like Adam to turn it up a notch. And he's played really well the last few games. I think it's going to start coming for him. The offense maybe hasn't produced like he wants to, but I think his play has been trending in the right direction. And I think the scoring will come here eventually for him.
Matt Barnett joins us, voice of the Oil Kings. They continue this lengthy, is a 7-game rotor for you guys, right?
Well, it's 8 total games away from Rogers Place, 6 throughout here of BC. And before we left, it was Medicine Hat. And when we come back, it'll be a quick up and down to Red Deer. So lots of road games for this group right now.
Okay. So it's a long trip, but it's seems longer than it actually is.
Yeah.
And I guess if there's one area of their game, not that it's bad, but their power play is 20.5%, which is definitely like the bottom half, bottom third, really, of the league, which, it's a good thing that you're not relying on your power play, but just on the power play specifically, what would they like to improve there?
Yeah, it's starting to heat up for sure on this winning streak. It's been right around that 30% mark, which is, I think, where we would expect it to be.
Okay. I think we might have lost Matty. Might have hung up on us accidentally. So we'll try to get him. Try to get him back there in a second. But yeah, their penalty kill is very good. It's top 5. Like, they're good. If you haven't been to an Oil Kings game, I highly recommend it. Obviously, they're not home for quite a while here, for another week or so. But when they get back, I reckon they're going to have tons of games. We got the Teddy Bear Toss coming up in December. They're going to have lots of home games leading up to Christmas, definitely after Christmas. So maybe a stocking stuffer too for people who like the Oil Kings. But they are a really good team, and they are deep. And Matt is back with us now. So Matty, just kind of further your thoughts there on the power play. And I think you might have muted yourself. So I can see you, but I can't hear you. So we'll have to see. We'll get that clarified in a little bit here, unfortunately. But I can see Matty, but I can't hear him. So wonders of technology. But you look at the Oil Kings, and there's a few teams. The Prince Albert Raiders are very good. The Oil Kings are very good in the Eastern Conference. Everett is excellent out west, and Everett, there's a little bit of a gap between Everett and everybody else, and then the Oil Kings and the Raiders in the East. And now, Matty, I think, Matty, can you hear us? Can we hear you?
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah.
Here we go. Now we got it. Perfect.
Sorry about that.
No problem. I'll let you finish off on the power play.
Yeah, I think they want to shoot a little bit more aggressively and be a little bit more, assertive with, shooting pucks. I think guys want to move it around and find the perfect play, but sometimes just get pucks towards the net and good things are going to happen. That's how they scored on the power play against Victoria. It was a scramble in front and kind of puck finds its way back to Ethan McKenzie in the high slot and he rips one home. I think more plays like that are going to get the power play rolling. And I don't think it's maybe a personnel thing on the power play. I think it's just guys wanting to shoot the puck and wanting to score and shooting to score. That's the biggest thing. It's starting to heat up as of late, though. So that's a good thing to see.
They are second in goals per game. They do have 10 more goals than Brandon, but Brandon's played 4 fewer games. Their offense has been excellent. So I look at this team, Matt, and we know that in the WHL, teams will load up at the trade deadline. And the Oil Kings are clearly in a window to win here. Do you see any glaring area of need, or would it just be maybe nibbling around the edge potentially?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that when you're in a position like the Oil Kings, this group is really good as is. But I think, General Manager Kurt Hill is always looking to improve the team. And wherever you can find some improvement, I think is a good thing. And if there's any specifics, I don't know if there is. I think he's going to look around and see what's out there to potentially improve this club in every aspect possible. I think maybe a little bit more bite would be the biggest thing on this group and a little bit more physicality. But hey, they've shown at times that this group can be physical. And newest acquisition, Konju Goisic, has been a physical presence out there these last 3 games. So, something like that might be a possibility, but we'll see.
How's Parker Snell played?
Really well. I think, the biggest thing is we have to remember he's still 17.
Yeah, he's a rookie goalie, man. That's hard.
Exactly. Right. And it's tough as a young netminder, but he's been excellent. Him and Ethan Simcoe have played in pretty well a tandem pretty much the whole year. There was a spot there where Ethan was playing really well. So, Ethan Simcoe ran with it for a couple of games and they've kind of gone a little bit of back and forth. So Parker's been really good. And I think he's going to be a really, really good goalie in this league. I don't think he's getting enough credit when it comes to NHL scouts or NHL draft knowledge this year. I think he's really, really good. And I think some NHL team, if they take him, is going to be really happy with what they get.
And so Hodnett is a guy. Do you think Hodnett, does he have any chance to play before Christmas?
Hard to say. It's been a week-to-week thing at the moment. So we'll see here getting forward.
All right. Well, best of luck tonight. First time into Penticton for you?
For me personally, yeah. I've never been to Penticton, so me and the Oil Kings, first time ever into Penticton to play the Vs.
Well, it's a great junior hockey tradition.
It is.
Penticton V's there, and I can see in your background, it's a fantastic place to look and visit. Obviously, the Oilers used to have they're in that rookie tournament there for a long time, and so it's a great barn, and it's a pretty good hockey community. How have the V's been drawing? Do you know?
From what I've heard from a couple locals, it seems like they've been drawn really, really well, especially when they get some of the local kids coming in from Kelowna, even the Penticton area, right? I think that's the biggest thing. They draw really well with those. But it sounds like the fans have followed them to the WHL, which is great to see.
And the fact, man, first year in the league, and they're sitting there tied with Portland for third place in the whole Western Conference. Like, it's pretty impressive start for them.
Yeah, exactly. And they're one of the oldest teams, if not the oldest team in the WHL right now. And they found a way to win hockey games and be competitive. And, that's good to see that they're, just not hanging out in the basement wanting to, just grab as many draft picks as possible.
Awesome stuff, Matt. We appreciate it, buddy. Enjoy the game tonight.
Thanks, Jason.
There you go. That is Matt Barrett, the voice of the Oil Kings. Been calling a lot of wins so far this season. The Oil Kings 17-4-1-1, and they're currently on an 8-game winning streak as they head into Penticton for the first time to take on the V's, who have won 3 in a row themselves. So should be a pretty good game tonight. You got the Oil Kings, the Raiders, and the Silvertips. They're definitely right now probably the early leaders as the 3 best teams in the league. It'll be very interesting. We'll have to talk to Gert Hill, the GM of the Oil Kings, as they get closer, because Jacko still hasn't played, I think, to the level he wants. He's only played 8 games. He hasn't played in over a month. And they're not missing him like that. That's a huge addition right there to bring him back. So listening to Matt, maybe just a little bit more of an edge might be an addition that you want. So something to watch for. I'm looking forward to the Old Kings getting back home and can check out some games. I know my U13 hockey team kids have been talking about wanting to go, so should be fun. Let's get to the Con Man and a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Fountain Tire. It's coming. It's inevitable. So you might as well plan ahead. Don't wait till the last minute. All of a sudden, you're slipping through the intersection. You're weight gripping the steering wheel thinking, God, why didn't I do it soon? Get your winter tires, 15% off, fountaintire.com.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
Edmonton and Red Deer will host the 2027 World Junior Hockey Championship after previous plans to share the tournament between the two cities was interrupted by the COVID-19 pandemic. The tournament will run from December 26, 2026 to January 5th of 2027. On the NHL level tonight, 8 games. Maple Leafs host the Blues, Kraken in Detroit, got the Lightning and the Devils. Blue Jackets taking on the Jets, Flames in Chicago, and the Golden Knights host the Rangers. WHL, Oil Kings on the road, heading to Penticton to take on the V's. That starts at 7:35. In the association this evening, you've got the Warriors in Orlando, Hawks hosting the Pistons, Grizz take on the Spurs, Lakers host the Jazz, and the Suns up against the Trailblazers. And Canada's men's national soccer team taking on Venezuela in a friendly from Florida. That one starts at 6:30. Coming up in hour 2 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll be joined by former NHLer Jason Strudwick and hear another edition of Cam Tate's 2-Minute Warning. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
It's Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
Stories are told to make a point, and GS Construction takes them very seriously. We're not talking about fairy tales. GS Construction looks at the story old pipes tell us, a tale of time and pressure and endurance. So when those old pipes are ready to end their story, GS Construction starts a new chapter by repairing or rebuilding, or in some cases, renewing the underground infrastructure that supports our modern lives, making sure every community's story continues on safely and reliably. For more, visit gsconstruction.ca.
You've got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need. Mr. Dirk. Family run since 1939. We're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk elevates your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
Day or night, tasting just the right. You can order oodle noodle at oodlenoodle.ca, delivering you the news almost right away. Remember, you can order oodle noodle at oodlenoodle.ca. So sit on your couch all day and oodle-oodle-oodle.ca. Oodle-noodle.
No fluff, no fillers, just pure entertainment. Sports 1440 brings the heat with bold opinions, big personalities, and Edmonton's fiercest fans. This is your turf. This is Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
I'm making my list, checking it twice. And guess what? I'm giving Wilhock beef jerky to everyone, naughty and nice. Because honestly, everyone deserves a taste of it.
Well, tremendous Tuesday afternoon. How are you? And welcome to the Jason Gregor Show. Sports.
Skip the chocolates and pass on the turkey. Make
Sports.
sure you're Wilhocking around the Christmas tree with Alberta.
Tremendous Tuesday afternoon. How are you?
Call to place your pre-order today at 780.
Afternoon. How are you?
2537.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or
How are you?
wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor.
We'll come
a
back
unique,
and keep
family-owned, independent liquor store. The selection, incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert.
We roll through Tuesday afternoon. Ooh, scared you there for a second. Tuesday.
The one and only Sherbrooke Liquor.
Monday again. That'd be
Wine,
brutal.
spirits,
The
and
Gregor Show
oodles
always
of
brought
beer.
to you by.
Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com. Craving a dining experience that rises above the rest? Head to Summit Restaurant, nestled in the heart of the Silent Ice Center, and just minutes from South Edmonton Common. Savor Summit's exceptional house-made pizza, delectable entrees, and expertly crafted cocktails, all served in a stylish, modern atmosphere. For a casual meal or a special night on the town,
45.
Summit Restaurant offers
Welcome
a
back.
straightforward yet refined experience where every bite and sip
Welcome
reflects
back.
our dedication to quality. Elevate your dining experience. Visit Summit Restaurant tonight.
Black Friday is on now at GMC. Get a $1,000 Black Friday bonus on all 2025 and 2026 GMC models at participating dealers. Whether it's the bold Sierra 1500 Elevation Crew Cab, the rugged Sierra 2500 HD AT4X, the versatile Canyon, or the adventure-ready Terrain Elevation all-wheel drive. Every drive delivers unstoppable performance and premium comfort. Get your $1,000 Black Friday bonus now. Conditions apply. Ask your GMC dealer for details.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Culligan for all your residential water needs. Your local water treatment company, more than just big bottles. Culligan.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Man, Sandstorm, it's a classic. Staged very well. How are you? Welcome back to the Jason Gregor Show. Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram. Hope you are having a lovely Tuesday afternoon. Based on the text line, yeah, you're a little frustrated. I get it. I understand it. Last night was like, I don't know what the hell it is about, like, why the Oilers can't show up in Buffalo is beyond me. It's not like the Buffalo goalies are standing on their head making 50 saves a game when the Oilers come to town. Like, it doesn't make any sense. The Oilers have won once in their last 6 visits to Buffalo, of all places. Buffalo. Not Vegas, not Colorado, not Florida. Buffalo. What the hell is going on? It is a strange time for the Edmonton Oilers in certain markets. And Buffalo is a place they can't win. Columbus, they can't win. It's just weird. And like, heck, even when the Oilers were winning cups all over the place, there are certain places they just couldn't win. And it is wild that Buffalo right now seems to be the team. And when you look at it, what's unique about it is they've won 1 of 6 there. In that time span on the road, the Oilers are 135 wins, 88 losses, 19 overtime losses. So they've played 242 road games in the span of the last 6 seasons. And they've won 135 of them. Right? Like they're over 500. They're almost a 600 points percentage when you look at it. Except in freaking Buffalo. Like what? It's just an odd thing, right? They got it's odd, man. I don't you take out the Columbus and the Buffalo games, and the Oilers are like a really, really good, one of the best road teams in the NHL. But you throw in those places and you're like, oh geez, can't win on the road. I don't know what's going on. Like the Oilers, if you look at their road record in that time, now they've played more road games than some teams now because they've had so many road games this season. But only one team in the last 6 years has more road wins right now from the start of the 2019-20 season until now. There's only one team with more road wins than the Edmonton Oilers. Any guess who it is, Cons? From 2019-20 till now, only one team has more road wins than the Oilers.
Vegas.
Colorado.
That's fair.
Colorado. The Oilers and the Rangers are next. They each have 135. And Colorado has 142. But the Oilers can't beat Columbus, and they can't beat Buffalo. And I want to look, and I'm just for fun, I want to look at the home records of those teams to say, oh, geez, well, maybe it's really hard to win there. No, I'm scrolling. Columbus has the 22nd most home wins in that span. The Buffalo Sabres are 25th, while tied for 24th. Like it is. Are you joking? What the hell's going on? Now, I guess in fairness, I should put they're tied for 24th because Utah/Arizona, even if you add them up together, they're still only 26th. So the second best road team for 6 years can't win in Buffalo, can't win in Columbus. Now, if you can explain it to me, please let me know. Because it doesn't make any sense. Like it absolutely makes no sense. Hey, Gregors, it's always in the middle of a big road trip. Well, no, Columbus was the second game of the road trip. They didn't win there. So no. They just can't win there. I don't know why. Doesn't make sense. And that's like those are the trends. Should have talked about it. You should have said it on the show. Should have went to playalberta.ca. Taking the home team yesterday. It would have been a no-brainer. Because common sense is like, well, yeah, they got to win. It's Buffalo. No. Not if you're the Oilers. Go to Buffalo and you're just like, can't do it. Can't do it. I don't like it. And away we go. Some other news today in the National Hockey League. The Beecher report. No, I'm kidding. But John Beecher has been claimed by the Calgary Flames. Of course, Beecher, formerly from the Boston Bruins, claimed. Now, another guy on waivers, and now he was claimed on waivers today. The Flames are looking like, you know what, Beecher is probably going to get the best opportunity of his career there because the Calgary Flames are desperate for some center ice help. Desperate. Another name that is hitting the waiver wire, was put on waivers today, is Tomasino, right? He was a first-round pick of the Nashville Predators. Was that Bouchard's class or was Bouchard 18? I think Bouchard was in 2018. Yeah. And so Tomasino was the next year, 2019. And, first-round pick of the Preds, played there for a few seasons, then got traded to Pittsburgh last year and had 11 goals, 23 points with the Pens. Then just this season played 9 games. And the Pens probably tried to think, hey, maybe we can slide him through. But they had to put him on waivers. And I'll be curious to see if a team, like when you're a first-round pick, it doesn't go away. And you're not that old, right? You're a first-round pick who's under the age of 25. There might be a team that says, hey, maybe. We'll see. But that's an interesting name. And no, Oilers fans, I'm not saying the Oilers put in a claim. I don't think Tomasino is what the Oilers need at all, to be honest. So, he's a right winger. They got 2 top-line right wingers. He's not better than Roslovic. He's not better than Hyman. And that I don't think he fit. I could be wrong, but I don't necessarily think he fits what they're looking for at this moment right now. So, if they're getting a bottom 6 guy, I'd like to be a little bit more grit. Hey, Gregor, I think they hate the hotel in Buffalo. From Bill. Well, Bill, where the NHL teams stay, the hotels are pretty snazzy. I will tell you that. So, let's see. Hey, Gregor, they were absolute trash in Carolina and just got lucky. From Jim, I don't think they were absolute trash in Carolina at all, Jim. Stuart Skinner played well. The Oilers jumped out to a 2-0 lead. They had a great start. Yeah, Carolina's a good team. Carolina came, but I never recall watching that game thinking, wow, Carolina is just dominating this game shift after shift. Not really. I thought Edmonton was good. Their best players are really good. That's what you need sometimes. You need your best guys to be good. The bottom guys didn't get scored on a ton, so they were fine. I didn't think Edmonton was bad in the Carolina game. I thought it was a solid game. It wasn't a great game, but it definitely, trust me, I've seen the Oilers bad. They weren't bad in Carolina. Because if you're bad in Carolina, usually you get spanked. That's kind of how it works. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. Hey, Gregor, last year you were talking about how the Oilers should acquire Trent Frederick. What are you saying now? Well, I don't change my mind because of 20 games. Trent Frederick, as I've been saying for the last week and a half, Craig and Red Deer, Frederick's got to play better. This isn't new. I know you're looking for a gotcha moment, but I don't do my evaluation on 20 games to say, well, this is who the player is. Automatic. He's never going to be better. Do I think Trent Frederick is going to be a 4-goal scorer all year long? No, I don't. I guess there's a chance he could be, but I'd be surprised. He's got to figure it out. He's not playing well. Just like a lot of guys on the team haven't played very well. I think Frederick will play better. I don't even think that's a real hot take. Frederick for 20 games I don't know if he's putting too much pressure. I don't know what's wrong, but all I know is he needs to be more engaged. Number one, it starts there. And I think when, he gets Nugent Hopkins there as a center iceman, that's probably going to help him. And I'm curious, actually, when Nugent Hopkins returns, I wonder if Chris Knobloch looks and says, okay, you know what? I wonder if he tries, because their third line right now can't score to save their life, right? It's not working. I wonder that after the road trip, because it can't be before, but after the road trip, and maybe even not even the Dallas game, because I don't think Nugent Hopkins is going to play that game. But that Seattle game late in the month, so they got 4 more games to go here because they play tomorrow, then they play Thursday, Saturday, Tuesday, and then they have the rest of the week off. So they only have 4 games between now and next Saturday. It's not crazy. It's still busy with 3 and 4 over the next 4 game days, but I wonder if they try to, spread out their offense a bit and kind of go with pairs and then spread out the guys across. Maybe they do. Now, the risk of that is now you weaken your offense because now all of a sudden, they had right now, their top 2 lines now, they didn't play bad. They didn't play well last night, but other than that, Rostovich, McDavid, Podkolzin, Savoy, Hyman, they're all playing well. Draisaitl, I have no issue with those 6. Now, you keep them together, or you could split them up when Nugent Hopkins comes back and spread it out over 3 lines. And I'll be curious. But they just, Frederick's got to play better. There's no doubt about it. He needs to play better. And I think anyone with a brain who's watched the games will say that Trent Frederick's got to play better. Now, if you think this is all he's capable of playing, then say it. Say it. This is what I think Trent Frederick is. Say it. I don't hear anybody saying that. He's not playing well. 2 different things. Is he capable of playing better? You betcha. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. Jason Strudwick will join us. And we don't focus a ton on the third pair very often because, to be honest, your team kind of goes as your top guys go. But it's been a real tough run for the third pair. How can they improve? We'll find out from starting next on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Sure, your couch is comfortable, but watching the game is always better and on the rocks. With crystal clear TVs, you won't miss a single play, and the specials are a major league win. Pre-game warm-up starts with specials 30 minutes before the puck drops. Get 69-cent wings and $5.75 Molson Canadian and Coors Light drafts, and play score and win every game for your chance to win big. Be part of the action this hockey season. See the menu online at ontherocks.yeg.com.
More fruit?
Check.
Satisfying texture?
Check.
3 amazing new recipes?
Check, check, check.
Let Booster Juice bowl you over with something completely different. 3 new acai bowls, loaded with delicious toppings including bee pollen, cacao nibs, and shredded coconut. Piled high on top of a refreshing blend of authentic acai, straight from Brazil. Spoon?
Check.
Booster Juice, Canada's original juice and acai bowl bar.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is the only place to call for heating your home. So when it's time to replace your old furnace, call Legacy. Or for 24-hour repair with no overtime rates. Legacy even heats your shower with hot water tank. And with no interest and no payments for 1 year, it could only be Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Japa Machinery Group knows that XCMG may not roll off the tongue, but Japa's team will help keep your construction jobs rolling on time and on budget with heavy equipment sales and rentals. Visit japamachinery.com to find out more.
This hockey season, before every game, check out the pregame show with Andrew Walker on Sports 1440. It's brought to you by Titan Supply, your only source for rigging, lifting, and hauling products. Visit titansupply.ca.
Aloha, Edmonton. It's back. Century Vision Care's 4th annual Maui Christmas event on Friday, December 12th from 9 to 5. Century Vision Care, Edmonton's biggest Maui gym retailer, is bringing the island spirit to your holiday shopping. Enjoy in-house savings on all prescription and non-prescription Maui gyms, plus giveaways, prizes, snacks, and beverages all day. Same-day eye exam appointments are available, and they direct bill most insurance plans, but spots are filling fast. Get ahead on your Christmas list and treat yourself to a new pair of Maui gyms. Visit Century Vision Care on Instagram.
They sure saw you coming. You went in for about $200 in auto service, and by the time Johnny Slick out front was done telling you everything he thought you should have replaced, you got hosed for $3,000. Big Toy Shop won't lie to you, inflate your bill, or waste your time. You'll know exactly what your service actually costs and when it's going to be done. Take your ride to Big Toy Shop, 8315 Argyle Road, 780-298-2797.
He believes it. Portions of this hour brought to you by Leading Edge Physio. We treat pain and injuries head to toe and some other issues that might surprise you, like incontinence, vertigo, neuropathy, and cognitive issues. We invest in the technology, techniques, skills, and people that know how and what to fix. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
$3:20. Welcome back. Tuesday afternoon, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram. Hope you are having a lovely Tuesday afternoon. Remember, playalberta.ca. It could be a lovely Tuesday night. $40 million up for grabs. Playalberta.ca. Oil Kings news. They've just have announced that they're going to recall Elias Trikas from the North Shore Warriors U Prep is going to serve as the backup tonight in Penticton for the Oil Kings. So that's just coming down right now. Now let's get to Struds On, brought to you by Action Electrical. For commercial service division, they have emergency response, troubleshooting and repairs, full-time service manager, estimator, coordinator, and dispatcher. Also service contracts. Check it out, actionelectrical.net.
The Jason Gregor Show presents Struds On.
I don't believe in tea bags. I use loose leaf tea. It is so much better than the tea bags. I'll eat tea bags. I'll
Struds On.
I'm not a huge DJ guy. I mean, I guess if you hand me a couple glow sticks and a tight white t-shirt that I can get wet, maybe I'd be into it.
Struds on.
There's a lone steakhouse I used to go to down in Kentucky, and they had bowls of peanuts. I wasn't sucking on those ones. You know, I mean, you need to have clean nut. I'm talking about the kind you get in a bag at an Elks game. You know what I mean?
It's time for Struds on.
Co-host of the Got Your Back podcast, Jason Strudwick, joins us. Struddy, how you doing?
I'm great. How you making out, big guy?
Well, a lot better than the Oilers' defensive play and really their overall play. And right now, Struddy, in the month of October, the Oilers' depth guys actually played pretty well. Right, they chipped in 11 goals in the month. They puts them kind of on pace for 80, which is fine. Their big guys necessarily weren't there, but in the month of November, whoo, mama, it's a ghost town. They basically got no goals from their bottom six. Mangiapane does have a goal, but that came in St. Louis when he was playing with McDavid and Nugent Hopkins. Brett Kulak in the month of November, Struddy, has been outscored 12-0, 5-on-5. So I want to start there. It's the position you know the best, the defense. Yeah. And, Kulak's pretty much been like that guy you don't even really worry about, right? Like, you've coached lots. It's just like, Kulak, you know what? He's our third paired left defenseman, kills penalties. You don't really notice him because he's doing a good job. And that's kind of what he's been since he came from Montreal. He's been really reliable. And this is easily his worst stretch. He's fighting the puck. Like last night, he had some real bad giveaways. What do you see kind of that's gone wrong in his game right now?
Well, let's first talk about who he's been playing with. Emberson and Regula. Regula had some good games, but I think that he has struggled the last couple of games. I think Emberson at times has struggled as well to find their games. Now they're not the only reason that Kulak's is struggling, but I think that is one thing that it is difficult when your game isn't where you want it to be and you're trying to pull someone else up. It is a challenge. And so I think that, you have to look at that piece first. The second part with Kulak, I'd like to see Kulak, sometimes when things aren't quite going your way, simplify your game and be more physical. I see him as a guy that can get into a lot of good hitting positions because he skates so well. And I'm not talking about blowing guys up and put them into the fifth row, but just, being a little bit more physical and pressing up as much as you can to take away time and space. And by doing that, you'll actually create a little more space for yourself because when you go back to get the puck down, maybe you have an extra half step rather than having no half step on there. So the partner, the physicality, and just, trying to use his feet to take away other people's space and time, I think that'll give him more time on the backside to make the plays he's maybe fighting a bit right now.
Okay. And hey, confidence is pretty powerful. When you have it, it's awesome. When you don't have it, it's brutal. So, he's playing like a guy right now. Doesn't have it. And really, their backup goalie's not playing as well as he has. Their third pair's not playing like they want. Their bottom six right now, Struddy, is doing very little. And especially in this month and I watched them, and I find when I watch the Oilers' bottom six, they're trying to play a similar style of the top six. Doesn't work. They can't play that, puck possession game, successive passes that they're trying to see. Like, to me, they got to roll up their sleeves a little bit here, get dirty, just, put some pucks on net, get some bodies in front of the net. Sometimes, and you played, Struddy, do they allow guys a time to kind of figure out, hey, I got to play this way if I'm here or not? And then, okay, you know what, buddy? Now we're going to have to, crack down, because I think Knobloch might have to send a little bit more of a direct message that he needs his third and fourth line to play different.
Yeah, and I think that you should recognize that when you're on that line. Now, just because we're talking different doesn't mean you have to just chop it up and be unskilled.
Yes.
But maybe the way you develop your skill is different. So, I want to be really good defensively. Number one, in my own zone. I don't want to get scored on because of a mistake that I make or a bad read I make. And I'm talking about forwards now, not about D. And then when you get into the offensive zone, as much as you can, keep the puck below the tops of circles. Just grind it down. Try to get it to the net. If you do throw it to the D-man, your point about getting to the blue paint is so key, because the Oilers D are shooting a lot right now. Because I think the Oilers forwards are deferring too much to getting it up to the D. I would like to see them try to walk out of the corner or walk out from behind the net. Think about the goal last night. I think it was the fourth goal, where the Sabres player fought off Wallman, walked around, nursed in a release to go take him, and he walks right into the slot and just drops the bomb. He didn't look to pass it to the D-man. Right now, were the D-men open? Yeah, possibly. But you were more open to take it from a better shooting spot. So that's an example of what I'm talking about working hard to get, above the blue line, above the goal line, get off the wall to middle of the ice by creating stuff on your own. And there's players that can do that. Trent Frederick is a big, strong guy. He should be able to out-muscle, not every shift, but he should be able to out-muscle and get his way to the front of the net. Henrique's a really smart player. He knows that he's actually pretty good about getting to the middle. But other guys in that lineup, that they need to, Janmark, get off the goal line, get above it, get to the middle of the ice. Don't defer to always passing to the forward or the D. Because when you do that, it'll actually open the D up, and now it actually gives them a better chance to get the puck to net while you get to the front of the net. So that would be my recipe for the bottom six. And honestly, Greg, it starts with the centers. I played some forward, and I loved it when the center said, "This is what I want you to do tonight." I'm like, "You got it. We're all on the same page." Like, I'm going to bump and grind and keep the play alive in the offensive zone as much as I can, and just keep it below the tops of circles. Yep, throw it to the D. All right, we're all going to that. We're going to make it ugly, but that's the leadership you need to see from Henrique. And then, I'm not sure where things are with Noah Philp, but he can talk to his wingers too. Say, let's do this so we're all on the same page.
I look at a guy like Noah Philp, Struddy, and here's the harsh truth. If Noah Philp keeps spinning off of potential and not finishing checks, when Kapanen and Nugent Hopkins are healthy, he's not staying in the lineup. It's just that simple, right? Like, it's that cut and dry for me that you're a big guy who skates very well, and you're trying to, carve out something in the NHL, and you're not finishing your checks when they're right there, and you put yourself in a good spot, and you just turn off all the time. Like, I think it's only a matter of time, Struddy, that'll be like, sorry, man. Like, you gotta want to do things, even if it's not natural for you, if you want to stay in the NHL.
So you need to give the reason to the coach to keep you in the lineup. And it's good. Like, I'm happy he's killing penalties, Greg. I think that's great.
Yeah,
he's getting a chance to play center.
Yeah.
Like, those are all positive. But, after taking faceoffs and getting on the penalty kill, what else is the calling card we're going to write down? Like, what else are we writing down for him, right? You've got to give it so many layers. They're like, okay, we got to keep this guy in. He's forechecking like crazy. He's winning puck battles. He's getting physical. He's being physical, getting to the net. Like, all those types of things, they're like, we want this guy in there. And too often at times, not just him, but there's other in that bottom six. And we'll put Trent Frederick in that group. Let's include him. Let's put Mangiapane in that group as well. That they're just there right now, and they're filling a jersey rather than filling the role that is needed by them to be filled. We've seen Mangiapane Frederick do it at the highest level for a long time. They got to find that again. But for Philp, he doesn't have that. I can't go back and look at his hockey card from 2016 and see what he's done. He's trying to create a story for himself, and there's a huge opportunity for him. I mean, they want him to. It's clear they want him to work out, but keep adding those little things. So something you could do is maybe add a scorecard, right? I want to have X number of 50-50 puck battles wins, and I'm getting 3 hits tonight, right? So at least you have a scorecard outside of the traditional scorecard that, we might see, the Edmonton Journal in 1985.
Jason Strudwick joins us. Struddy, I was looking up the numbers. The Edmonton Oilers have the second most road wins in the NHL for the last 6 seasons. They can't win in Buffalo. They've won 1 time. They can't win in Columbus. They've lost 5. And those teams are like 22nd and 24th at home. Did you ever play on it when you're on good teams where you're just like, for what you go into a building and you're like, God, we suck in here? Because it's the only thing that makes sense. Like, I don't understand why they can't beat Buffalo and Columbus, like 2 teams who aren't that good, and they can't beat them on the road.
Yeah, and they haven't been good for a long time, right?
Exactly.
Like, a long time.
Yeah.
So it's not like they just turned bad. I had rinks I hated playing. I didn't like playing in Buffalo either. I called it Barfalo. I hated it there. The best thing is after the game, you pray you won so that they'd bring in chicken wings, and you could have the chicken wings. And I tried hard for that. It wasn't that I was trying hard. I don't know. I hated playing there. I didn't like the city. And I'm sorry to all the Barcelonians. Like, I just don't like it. I don't like that city. So it would throw you off, but you still got to find a way to do it, because last night that team, their team is pretty good. Let's be honest. Like that. Oh, yeah. Rasmus Dahlin, he slows the game down. God, is he good? He's a little bit like Leon in that way, but as a D man, he's really good. The other group with Power and then Samuelson.
Bowen Byram. I like him a lot.
Yeah, they're pretty good, but they're forwards. I mean, to give up a 5 spot to that team with what they're missing, like Norris and stuff, that's quite a bit, but that wasn't really a question. But you've just got to find a way and at times manufacture that animosity for this group in any way possible, just to get pissed off so you come out and assert yourself early and win the game.
When I look at the Oilers now, you got Washington, a really hard team to score on. Then you got Tampa, and then you got Florida. And, you know, that Florida game, Struddy, it's the 7th game of a road trip, and I understand it. But you got to tell me that should be the easiest game of the year early on to be emotionally ready to go to, because you got to be annoyed when you go up against them. Do you not?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You know, when we went to this road trip, 14 points available. I thought if they could get 7 or 8, considering where their game's at, I'd be pretty happy. So they had 4 before last night, and I'm not gonna lie, Greg, I put that Buffalo game in ink in my diary. So I gotta tear that page out. I thought that'd be their 6th point in those 4 games. So that's a hell of a start. So now you got to bang out 2 points of the next 3 games. Well, now it's changed. Now to get to that, totally got to win 2 of the 3. You know, in Washington, like you said, you know, they're a team that is trying to prove something. And Tampa and Florida, no more easy games, or, you know, historically easy games. And plus you're going to Florida, which is a pretty nice place to be. But that last game, I would think there'd be a lot of emotion in there. But what kind of fight do they have in them at, you know, seven games deep? I think they'll find out a little bit about themselves that day. I'm sure that their coaching staff will, you know, remind them of what happened and then kind of get them fired up for the last kicks they can, because I think they got to get at least 7, half a split, just to come home with something to show for the road trip.
Well, yeah. If you're Chris Knobloch, why the hell do you keep playing McDavid and Draisaitl? Like, enough already. Just keep them on separate lines for like, it's just for like, you've got Jack Roslovic. Jack Roslovic right now is playing great. He's beating guys one-on-one. Play him with Leon, put Hyman with McDavid. Like, to me, it's just lunacy that the coach can't help himself when he's got, like, unless those two are like, we got to play together. Like, get over it. Play them apart and stay apart for an extended period of time.
Yeah, I mean, I've been ringing this bell for a long time. And I guess the other piece, Greg, is that everyone knows when they put them together that the coach is trying to get them back in the game. So what's the message you're sending to the rest of your team if you're like, oh, they're back together, okay? These guys have to get it done. And, oh, well, they're supposed to be pros. Yeah, I get that. But there's still human emotion. So I think you need to keep them apart. It doesn't show, not that he's panicking, but that you're concerned about the way your team's playing. You know, they weren't great. They weren't awful, but other guys are doing things, and then it shuts down other people's opportunities. So I don't like the message it sends to the team that it's up to these guys to get us back, and these guys are going to get us going again. You know, look at Knobloch, look down the bench, say, hey, Frederick, we need you. We need you to score tonight. Janmark, you need to get going. Mangiapane, we need you to score. Henrique, like, we need you guys going tonight. This is what we need, because you're not doing enough right now offensively, and challenge them. Don't just challenge these guys and have these other guys sit on the bench to watch.
Well, now I know a lot of people talk about the minutes, and so I like to look it up. Well, guess what? The Edmonton Oilers depth guys really aren't playing any fewer minutes than other teams' depth guys overall. And so, because I looked at all the Western Conference teams. So I looked at 5-on-5 minutes. And teams, there's 3 teams who have 11 forwards who have played 11 plus minutes of 5-on-5. Chicago, LA, and St. Louis. It's not really helping the Blues. Kings, all right, sure. The Oilers have had 10 guys so far average 11 plus minutes. Now, I'm not including Hyman in that list because I only use players who played at least 6 games. I had to come up with some baseline. Playing 1 or 2 games to me, I know Hyman's going to be there once he gets to a certain number, but somebody else might fall down now that he's back. So I didn't include him. And they're at 10. All right, then I looked at 13 plus minutes. They have 6. They do have 3 guys at 15 plus minutes. So it might look like more, but the 6 minutes of 13 plus, the only teams who have guys who play more, Chicago and St. Louis. Right. So I don't really think the TOI is as crazy as some think, because guess what? In October, the Oilers depth guys scored 12 goals. In November, they got 0. They haven't played any less minutes. They're just not playing well.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's good. That's good information. And I think that when you're putting together the group, I mean, you got to give him credit. You know, he's using Savoy in the penalty kill. He's using Trent Fredericks getting some second PP time. You got Noah Philp on the penalty kill. There are opportunities for other guys to pick up those extra minutes in there. And so I go back to it, man. Challenge them to be better. Challenge them. Show what they did well in the first, handful of games they're not doing now, because there's an opportunity there to get going. And then embrace Roslovic. Like, his defensive side of the game isn't a work of art, but he is scoring a lot of goals. And maybe Leon has to know that he has to, be leaned on a little bit more defensively when Roslovic's out there and he's wheeling and dealing.
Oh, buddy. Hey, Roslovic has been really good. Like, he can shoot the puck. He can transport the puck. I've liked a lot about his game, man. Like, that play he made, shielding the puck, walking the blue line yesterday at full speed, where I'm like, oh my God, this guy's just on a tightrope here. Like, he's made plays at full speed that I really only see McDavid make. I'm not saying he's McDavid, but he has been really impressive to me.
Yeah, talented player for sure. And he's a guy that, we used to interview guys from Winnipeg, and then it'd be Carolina, who is Columbus. I'm like, what's going on with Roslovic? Like, every time I saw him play, I'm like, there's something about I like this guy, right? But there's a reason he's getting passed over on these times. And I just think if he can tighten up his awareness away from the puck, getting in the shot block, or fighting harder on the back check, like, those are details that are so easy to control, but hard to work into your game on a constant basis when he's at the age he is. But if he does, his career will take another step forward, especially if he's able to play and stay here with the Oilers and guys like Connor and Leon around him.
Struddy, give me your thoughts on the Grey Cup.
Well, I'm going to give some love to the halftime show. MGK, I know you like him, Machine Gun Kelly. I thought he did a good job. I'm not really all that familiar with him, but my daughter's like, leave it on, Dad. I'm like, okay. So we put it on, and I thought he did a good job. So I like that. I think it's worth mentioning. I'm a Riders fan. My families are all from there, and I get a lot of pressure when I was younger to coach or to cheer for them. And I thought it was great. I thought they played well. That Corey Mace, the coach, is a guy that he looks like everyone wants to play for him. And then Trevor Harris gets, his cup, he's won, but not necessarily with his work being done. So, I don't love Harris. I don't know if he's my favorite quarterback in the league, but he got it done. So good for Saskatchewan in that province. But that Corey Mason, I think that guy's he might be around for a little bit winning championships there, Griggs.
Yeah, well, hey, no, they should be good. Now, Trevor Harris, they're not sure if he's coming back. He wouldn't commit to it or not. And obviously, if he isn't, well, that's going to be a big problem. Although they do have Jake Mayer. I don't know if he's ready yet or not. But, we'll see. Saskatchewan's good. And nowadays, when you win in any sport, usually, it doesn't seem to be like one-hit wonders, right? Like, it takes a while to build and be a competitive team, and they'll be competitive. It doesn't mean they're going to go on a Winnipeg run of 5 consecutive trips to the Grey Cup. I think BC is going to have something to say about that. And I actually think the green and gold here in the next few years will be actually a much more competitive team. Finally, after, they're bordering on, what are they, like halfway to becoming the Jets or the Sabres. So that's not good for the Elks. So hopefully they end that. But the Riders full marks, they played well. And even Montreal, man, if their quarterback's fully healthy, I wonder how different of a game that would be down the road. So, you know what? It was a great game. It's close, came right down to the wire. Classic Canadiana. So I look forward to another season of it. Appreciate it, buddy. And enjoy your day. By the way, how's coaching going? You still wearing your jeans?
Oh, yeah, I just had him on for practice. Yeah, I'm not working that hard now, right? I become more of an orator than a demonstrator.
Are you telling me you've graduated from not doing the drills?
Well, I'm getting a little stiff. So I do when I need to get into, but I always tell the kids, I'm going to do this at 50%. So you really see the details. It's humbling, buddy. It's humbling. But yeah, we got younger guys that can show how to do the drills, right?
Yeah. Well, hey, there you go. I was trying to find a drill that I wanted to do for my team, but so I did it myself this morning. Did it twice. Oh my God,
no.
Dude, I don't go full out very often anymore. Oof.
Right.
I had to skate a few laps just to have my hand get my wind back. But I was like, all right, I did it twice, so they can do it twice. So it's a good little stop and start drill. But I don't think I've gone 100% on the ice in quite some time.
No, I heard you look like Davis Alexander when he ran out of bounds. You were grabbing your hamstrings,
buddy,
flipping all over the place.
Buddy, you should see. I got new skates, Struddy. Oh my God, it's life change. I am like, You know what? I can tell you, Vanessa Hettinger saw me and she was just like, oh, you know what? I wish I could have worked with you a little bit earlier. There's so much potential. It was amazing. It was amazing. Just natural skating stride. She said it was great with those new blades. Unreal. So
that would have been the crown jewel for accomplishments to get you to bend a knee, not
buddy.
both, just one knee.
I mixed in a little toe loop, a little sow cow for. Oh, it was unbelievable. Showing the boys some of those dance 2 and dance 3 badges from figure skating Struddy. They still come in handy. Tell you that. It's good. Still got to show them you can do it, right? Still got to show them you can do it.
Put the video out. Put the video out. We want proof. We want to see it.
Struddy, you know what? I live in a world of privacy. I don't believe in having to show off every video of accomplishment in my life.
Yeah. There's a lot of them, and you are very private. So get that online. I'm texting your wife right now.
Trust me, she's never at practice, so she'll never see it. Thank God.
I love it.
Awesome, buddy. We'll talk to you next week. Have a good one.
Good talking to you. Have a good week.
There you go. That's Jason Strudwick. Joins us every Tuesday here on Sports 1440. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We got the 2-minute warning with Cam Tate. Also, Kevin Woodley is coming up. We're going to be talking goaltending. We're going to kind of dive in a little bit to Pickard's game. What has gone wrong? Now, I know that the environment has been awful in front of him, but his game itself needs to tighten up a bit as well. So you can't be running with an .830 save percentage. It's November 18th. Right. And like his first game was .933. His last 5 starts and the one relief appearance have been horrendous. So we'll touch on that on the Gregor Show, presented by Play Alberta.
You know your neighbor, right? The one who watches your house when you're away, who keeps their yard looking nice, who says hello every day. That's us. GS Construction. Now, we probably don't live right beside you, but we do live in your community. And when it comes to water and wastewater infrastructure, moving along smoothly, we're the ones doing that work. GS Construction has been doing it since 1974, over 50 years. So you could say we are your neighbors who wear hard hats and work boots. To find out what your neighbors do, visit gsconstruction.ca.
Day or night, tasting just so right. You can order Oodle Noodle at oodlenoodle.ca, delivering you the news almost right away. Remember, you can order Oodle Noodle at oodlenoodle.ca. So stay on your couch all day and order oodlenoodle.ca. Oodle Noodle.
A Saskatchewan boy who grew up loving and playing sports. At least we think he grew up. Listen to Kevin Carius weekday mornings from 7 to 11 on Edmonton's home for sports. Sports 1440.
Got a car you're ready to part with? Find out what it's worth. Fast, easy, and totally free at Go Auto. We're talking top dollar trade-ins, whether it's a little worn or still rocking that new car smell. Just a few clicks, and boom, you've got your value. Text value to 780-777-7777 to start. That's value to 780 all sevens. Why guess what it's worth? Let Go Auto show you the money.
Bring in the new year with a Canadian country legend. December 31st, in concert at the Silent Ice Center in Nisku. Brett Kissel. She drives me crazy. Multiple CCMA and Juno Award winner, platinum-selling recording artist, and top 10 hitmaker. Celebrate the new year in Alberta, country style. Bring your friends, your cowboy boots, and your party spirit for a night full of hits, celebration, and unforgettable memories. The countdown to 2026 starts with Brett Kissel live on stage. Get your tickets now at silenticecenter.com/events.
I'm Rick Showers from Noble RV, and I know a lot about how RVs work. I post videos on Facebook every week showing the weak points and how failures can occur. But even I don't winterize my own RV.
What are you saying, Rick? You don't think you could do it?
Oh, sure, Bob, I could do it, but I couldn't do it at a professional level. When you expect your RV to survive the harsh northern Alberta winter, this is no place for hobbyists. And I don't service used RVs all day, every day. Instead, I hired people smarter than me to do that sort of work. That's the team that winterizes my trailer, the same team that'll winterize yours.
Your RV service team works 12 months of the year repairing and maintaining used RVs.
That's right, Bob. If you want your RV working right in the spring, the real work happens now, in the fall. Our winterization packages start at just $99, and that includes a full report in writing. No surprises, just the great outdoors waiting for you when the last of the snow melts.
And that's Noble.
NobleRV.ca.
Basketball show turns 10, and we welcome a new generation of basketball talk. Hoop City with Paul Sir airs Saturday mornings from 10 till noon on Sports 1440. From grassroots to NBA to the Olympics, we've got you covered.
Legacy Heating and Cooling jingle auditions, take one for Gene Principe. Are you ready, Gene?
Ready? I'm not just here to make a thermo a couple of bucks. I'd never just microphone it in.
Take one.
Tall legacy, tall legacy.
Nice.
Boom! I'm a musical genius.
Legacy's going to love this for furnace season.
What's not to love with no interest and no Principe payments for 1 year?
Are you always like this?
Yep, unlike a furnace, I have no filter.
Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Northwest Crane, available for all your lifting and equipment needs, specializing in selling and servicing cranes. Get lifting at northwestcrane.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
.347, welcome back. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. It is the Gregor Show is always brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca, where tonight, of course, a handful of NHL games. Tomorrow, of course, the Oilers taking on the Washington Capitals. You always get an odds boost on Oiler game days at PlayAlberta.ca. As we're going to get to the 2-minute warning in a sec. We got a lot of texts to get to. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. Hey guys, the Oilers defense has been so porous in front of goaltending. Sponge manufacturers are using it for R&D. From Kevin. Hey guys, Knob would never tell the guys to get going. He's too nonchalant. Guy looks like at the scoreboard and then looks at the play. Our coach looks dead inside and shows zero motion behind the bench. From Christian. Now I know a lot of people, it's like, see, it's funny. Chris Knob doesn't show enough emotion. Jason Moss, he showed too much emotion. Right? Like you got to be who you are. And I would never confuse a coach who's on the bench who doesn't get riled up for a coach who doesn't care. Now, maybe to do it once a year, okay. Like I think at some point, when it's the right time, and sure, you don't want to fake it, but you can look at the score, time of the year, you know what, if there's a call that you don't really like really get into it, right? Get upset. You can kind of waste one. It's like, you can't always yell at your players. You gotta be better all the time. Eventually, it's just not going to work, right? So you kind of have to pick and choose the times to do it, right? But Knobloch I don't think it means he's not competitive. I think he saves his rants or emotional outbursts for inside the dressing room. I've been told that from players. He's not afraid to challenge guys. He just doesn't do it publicly or outwardly. And, it's right. Like, did Bill Belichick ever get upset, Cons, on the sideline?
Not really, no.
No.
Look grumpy, but never really outward.
Like, I don't think everybody's different, right? Like, you kind of got to be who you are as a coach. Or some guys are more emotional, right? Like, look at Dan Campbell. Like, Dan Campbell's a pretty emotional guy, but he's not going crazy very often on the sidelines either, right? I don't mind that. Like, when everything around you and guys are fired up, like, as the coach, you got to be hey, it's all right, right? Calm down. We're good, right? You need that at times. So now, does a coach need to crack the whip on his players? I guess so, but like, do you want him walking down the bench, like yelling and screaming? If that's not who he is, I just don't think it's going to work. Right. I also find in Edmonton, I'm sorry, I'm not even going to give fuel to those who want to blame the coach. When you got guys serving pizzas up the middle, you got players not finishing checks. You got players making wrong read because the coach can't hold your hand and have you make the right read when it's a split-second decision. That's why you're in the NHL, right? So you can have some systemic plays, but when people say, like, do you think the order system changed from October 31st to November 1st? Do you think it changed? No, it didn't change. The depth guys scored 12 goals in October. They have 0. No, sorry, they got 1. They got 1 in November, Mangiapane, but that was when he played on a line with Nugent Hopkins and McDavid. So they have 0. Did the system change? No. They had 73 shots on goal in October, and they got 35 in November. Did the coach say, hey, guys, you know what? Let's cut our shots in half from you guys? No, he didn't. The players aren't playing well. Full stop. Now, if you want to critique the coach and say, hey, keep McDavid and Draisaitl separate, sure, I can, because that's something he can control. That's his decision to play them together apart, right? That's his decision. So that's something he can control. But he can't control, once the door opens and the players are on the ice, the coach has no control over what happens. He has control over who he puts on the ice, sure, and with whom. But to think that the errant passes, the lost battles, the blind passes are on the coach, I'm just not buying it. I'm sorry. I can't do it. You've fired lots of coaches here. Chris Knobloch is the one coach who came in, and look at the difference he made from when he took over from Jay Woodcroft. It was a pretty stark contrast. They became a much better defensive team. Now, this year they haven't been. Right? And they're not playing as well. Now, a lot of those blatant giveaways aren't from now. Do I think at times they've become a little reliant on the stretch pass? That I could criticize for. I would be open to listening to that. I think at times they're relying a little bit too much on it. So let's dial it back in. Let's get our forwards a little bit deeper. Support our D-men. I would do that. But I'm not even, they just signed to an extension. Any talk of firing the coach is just, it's fueled solely by blind rage or frustration as a fan. Because it's not by common sense. The coaching didn't cost him either one of the Stanley Cup finals. In any regard, did it. So I can't, it's not the time, man. It's not the time to want to point blame at the coach. And to think it's system. I know a lot of people say it's system play. Do you even know what system it is? Everybody says it's system. What's the system? Can you tell me? What's the system that you claim is the problem? And did it change from November? Because guess what? In October, the big guys weren't scoring. The bottom guys were. Now it's switched. The top guys are scoring. The bottom guys aren't scoring. You think the system changed? Come on now. Doesn't make any sense. System changed. And again, he does play McDavid and Draisaitl. I don't love it, but that doesn't impact why the other guys can't score. Because he played McDavid and Draisaitl together, started the season with them together. And you still had goals from other guys. Philp had 2 goals. Howard had 2 goals. Henrik had 2 goals. Frederick had a goal. Lazar had a goal. Tomasic had a goal. Other guys scored. Mangiapane had 3 goals that month. So They just got to play smarter as a team, more consistent. Now, if you want to say the coach should maybe be a little harder on players, okay, I'd listen to that, but that's not a systemic thing from the Oilers. So 3:56, take a quick break. I love this. Hey, Gregor, you mind? Of course he doesn't tell them to play. He does not put players in positions to concede. Our entire team is scared to make plays. They know they are not trusted. What are you talking about, Sam? Matt Savoy's being promoted to the top line. Trent Frederick got played in the top line. Tomasic got time in the top line. What are you talking about? They're not trusted. What? I just outlined the minutes of all the teams in the Western Conference. Teams, and this is forwards only, who have averaged 11 minutes or more 5-on-5. The Oilers have 10 of them. Only Chicago, LA, and St. Louis have more with 11. Right? The Oilers have played 6 guys 13-plus minutes. The only teams in the Western Conference who have players who have played more than 13 minutes a night, more than 6 forwards, St. Louis 7, Chicago 8. So stop with the garbage. You guys want to bring opinions, bring facts. On our show, we deal in facts, not hollow opinions based on what you read online. Let's get to the con man. Sports 1440 update brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. It's November to remember. You can save thousands on new and pre-owned inventory. Great selection, great people, northgategm.com.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Edmonton and Red Deer will host the 2027 World Junior Hockey Championship. After 2 previous plans to share the tournament between the cities were interrupted by the COVID-19 pandemic, the tournament will run December 26, 2026 to January 5th. On the ice tonight, 5 games in the NHL. You got the Leafs hosting the Blues, Kraken in Detroit, Lightning the Devils, Islanders, Stars, Jets host the Jackets, the Flames in Chicago, Golden Knights host the Rangers, and the Mammoth head to San Jose. In the WHL, the Oil Kings on the road in Penticton, taking on the Vs. That gets going at 7:35 on the hard court. You got the Magic hosting the Warriors, Celtics in Brooklyn, Hawks host the Pistons, Grizz in Spurs, Lakers, Jazz, and the Suns in Portland. And the Canadian men's national soccer team taking on Venezuela tonight in a friendly from Florida. This one gets going at 6:30. Coming up in hour 3 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll hear Cam Tate's 2-minute warning. Kevin Woodley from In Goal Magazine will join us, and we'll ask 5 questions. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station. CHJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
You've got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need: Mr. Dirk. Family run since 1939, we're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk elevates your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Snow, colder weather, shorter days. November is officially here. But it doesn't all have to be bad news. If you're thinking about a new or used vehicle, now is the time. Massive savings, 0% financing, and don't forget tires at cost. Yes, that's right. We sell winter tires at cost. There's lots to celebrate in November. And as always, we'd like to thank all of those who have fought and served for our country. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
Across the province, Albertans are taking their shot on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner.
Top quality flooring, locally owned, and Canadian products from Beaulieu. Yeah, that's CFI.
CFI what?
No, CFI, Custom Floors, Inc.
From free estimate to professional installation, contact Custom Floors Inc. at customfloorsinc.ca.
Don't look now, but I think we're being followed.
Oh, that's just my Fountain Tire sidecar.
Well, they're driving pretty close.
Because they're attached.
Save up to 15% on select tires until December 13th.
Cool.
Plus, get up to $125 off a set of 4 Goodyear tires.
Anything else?
Get $50 off a $150 service when you buy those tires.
Well, that's handy.
Yep.
and weird.
Well, I love my Fountain Tire sidecar.
Book your appointment online today. Restrictions apply. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Hand delivering a hamper to a family in need fills everyone's hearts with joy. Be part of the Holiday Hamper program. Adopt a local family and see the difference your groceries and gifts make firsthand. Sign up today at holidayhamper.ca.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Papa John's. It's Terrific Tuesday. Get 40% off any regular priced pizza when you use the code word 40Tuesday at the start of each pizza order at papajohns.ca or on the Papa John's app.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca, where you can get your tickets. Lotto Max tonight, $40 million. Get your tickets at PlayAlberta.ca. Interesting, the Kraken are a huge underdog at PlayAlberta.ca on the road against the Detroit Red Wings. Lots of heavy road dogs. The Islanders against Dallas, Columbus against the Jets, Rangers against the Golden Knights. Yeah, one favorite on the road is Utah and San Jose. So San Jose, pretty big underdog on home ice. Sharks are sticking around a little bit longer than I thought they would be in the standings this year. So good for them. Right, Celebrini's had an excellent start. A few other guys on that team as well, and the Sharks they're finding ways to scratch and claw and stay close. They're 3 points out of the final wild card spot right now, with 4 teams ahead of them. That's how tight it is, of course. But they're at least kind of staying above water, which is good for them. And the longer they do that, they'll be better. They're not going to be a playoff team this year. I can confidently say that. So we'll see. 833-401-1440. 833-401-1440. We got a lot of texts coming in. 833-401-1440 in our UL inbox. Hey, guys, I think we are just grasping at straws to justify how the team is playing. It's on the players, not the coach or the system or the GM. They simply need to play better. They will. It'll come eventually. Fans are just frustrated. Nothing upsets an Oilers fan more than their own expectations. They fully expected the team to dominate all year. Lance. Well, you know what? That's probably fair. I like that line. Nothing upsets an Oilers fan more than their own expectations. And hey, I get why you'd have high expectations. That's fair. The Oilers have been a really good team, and they're not playing up to expectations. Like, if you look at it right now, you'd say Jack Roslovic. Did anybody think Jazz Rock, when he got signed, did anybody out there say, you know what, boy, this guy is going to kill it? I don't know anybody. And if you did, good on you, but I would like to see some proof of you stating that somewhere. Because, people thought, hey, you know what? Good low risk bet is how a lot of people viewed it, including myself. I was like, hey, Rostovic's got some skill. Maybe he can chip in. I did not see him being this productive and really this effective. Like, he's been a guy who, when he's on the ice, he doesn't need McDavid or Draisaitl to make plays. He can make plays by himself. It's impressive. And it's why I would just leave him with Draisaitl and Podkolzin. Just leave him there. And if you get down 1-0, stop going to McDavid, Draisaitl, and Hyman, or McDavid, Draisaitl, and Roslovic. Like, don't do it. Just keep them apart. The way Roslovic's playing, him and Draisaitl can create. Hyman and McDavid can create. But I look at him. Is there anyone else on the team You would say, wow, I think they've overseeded expectations this year. Even if we just look at realistic expectations on anyone. Goaltending, no. Defense, no. Roslovic, maybe Matt Savoy. I might be able to put Matt Savoy. He's a rookie. I think he's played pretty well. He's been really good on the penalty kill. Probably better than I thought. So maybe him. But is there anyone else, Connor, that you would look and say, oh, you know what? I think this guy's over exceeding preseason, early season expectations.
I'm trying to someone I had low expectations for, maybe Regula. I didn't really know what to expect, so maybe it's unfair to say that one. But no, there hasn't been really anyone on this team other than those of you mentioned. Roslovic and started off a little bit slow. Obviously, missed training camp. We knew it would take some time to find his game, but he's been there on a consistent basis. Zach Hyman, ineligible, I would say. He's only been a couple of games, so you can't really say him. It's not surprising when you watch this team play and see the results they've had that's the response, because there's just not too many players right now that have really shown how good they can be. And the standard is high, Gregor. This is a team that's been to 2 straight Stanley Cup finals. So we're going to have high expectations for a lot of these players. But no, so far this season hasn't been any.
Yeah. Hey, Gregor, their system is 1-3-1 on the power play, 1-2-2, 5-on-5. Well, see, I'm not even sure I would agree that their power play is 1-3-1 at all. I think their power play is fluid and gives you multiple different looks at different times. Sometimes McDavid is going to attack from the left side wall. Then sometimes they're going to rotate around, right? And it's going to be Roslovic. Right? Now, Draisaitl's kind of the one consistent on the right side, but even he will move around. It's like their power play brings you lots of different looks, right? I've seen some people saying, hey, you know what? The power play gives someone else an opportunity. I'm like, no, I can't. The Oilers' power play is 30.8%. I can't do it, nor should I. This is not a participation ribbon where everybody just gets a chance on the power play. This is professional freaking hockey. The goal is to win the game, Connor Halley. One of your favorite coaches quoting that tweet. The goal is to win the game. You play to win the game.
Dennis Green.
Yes.
R.I.P.
Mm-hmm. And the Oilers power play, look, and think about it. So Zach Hyman hasn't been on the power play most of the year. Nugent Hopkins has now been out for a bit. They've rotated different guys in. Frederick had a look. Tomasic's had a look. Roslovic. And it's still 30.8%. They've actually used different guys. Adam Henrique's had some time on that unit because of injuries and everything else. And it's still 30.8%. So. Hey, Gregor, I'd like to see a game without McDavid and Draisaitl. Maybe the team would wake up. Greg, be careful what you wish for. That's all I'm going to say. Be careful what you wish for. Sometimes the best trades are the ones you don't make. And sometimes the best things that we think are better left not. And wasn't that Herm Edwards, not Dennis Green? Steve, you are correct. It was Herm Edwards. Good one. Dennis Green had the big rant about they are who they thought they were. How we let him off the hook.
Yeah.
That was a classic.
Sorry.
That was a classic. So I like it. It's nice. People are fired up. Hey, Gregor, Wallman's goals and points have slightly exceeded expectation. Mangiapane's on pace for 18 goals. Yeah, but Mangiapane on pace for 18 goals. I don't think that's exceeded anybody's expectation. That's kind of what he is, right? Like his 35-year-old goal season, that was his outlier. He's had 18, 17, 17, 14, 14. So add the math up on those, right? What is that? 35 and 31 is 66 and another. So he's basically a 16-goal scorer. He's on pace for 16 goals. Mangiapane is what he is. He hasn't overexceeded. He hasn't underexceeded. He was never going to be a 35-goal guy again. That was the utopian, you know what? That was a great year for him. It's not happening again. And that's okay, because it's hard to score 35 goals. There's a lot of guys playing the league who never score 35 goals. So no one could ever take it away from him. He did it. But to do it once is one thing. To repeat it is a lot harder. A lot harder. Hey, Gregor, what's the bottom six TOI and when they're on the ice? Quality minutes? No. Well, what do you mean by quality minutes, IMAC? And the order, as I just outlined, the bottom six, the Oilers, they have 11 forwards, 5-on-5. So that means 5 of your 6 in the bottom 6 are averaging 11 minutes a game. Right now, Curtis Lazar's not one. Noah Philp's not one. Now, Curtis Lazar hasn't played every game, neither is Noah Philp. Right? And keep in mind, in October, their minutes played were basically the same as November. Guess what happened in October? They scored 11 goals. In November, they've scored 0. Their ice time's the same. Why do we have this fascination to never just say, you know what? Because it's funny. People will say, Darnell Nurse sucks. Evan Bouchard is a turnover machine. But you can never say, hey, the bottom 6 has to play better. Like it's some sort of like, or early in the year when I was like, McDavid and Draisaitl have got to play better. I don't see why that's so difficult for people. You don't have to blame the coach. In October, your depth guys produce. They did pretty well. And here's the great number for all of you who are upset about their depth scoring. I'm gonna rattle off some names because I read about it all the time. Skinner, Arvidsson, Brown, Perry. Oh my God, if we had those guys again, because they've got some goals in their new markets, right? Sure. But when they're in a different situation, everything's different. You don't know. Luck, opportunity, lots of different things. Are they playing second line minutes there? Well, they're not going to play. Ryan McLeod's never going to be a second line center in Edmonton when you got Leon Draisaitl. It's just never happening. So it's good that he can play those minutes in Buffalo, but he's never going to do that in Edmonton. So you have to at least acknowledge that, right? So through 21 games last year, do you know how many goals Corey Perry, Jeff Skinner, Victor Arvidsson, Connor Brown, Derek Ryan had? Do you know how many goals they had combined through 21 games? 13. Now, I'm not even going to use Jack Roslovic. I'm only going to use Andrew Mangiapane, Noah Philp, Trent Frederick, Curtis Lazar, / Tomasic, right? All the new forwards. Ike Howard was here for 17 games. Basically played as many games as Arvidsson did last year. Do you know how many goals the new forwards who have replaced those 5, and I'm not including Roslovic, do you know how many goals they have? Drum roll, please. 13. Now, you throw in Jack Roslovic, he's got 7. So the new forwards have actually scored 20 goals this year. But I took out Roslovic just to show the example. So, yeah, they can play better. And I know sometimes it's, you remember or you say, oh, look at this guy, he's scoring there now. But you forget that at this time last year, you were hating the depth signings as much as you're hating the depth signings now. Probably the exact same. You just forget. Because now you're looking at, well, look at Arvidsson in Boston. Look at Brown in New Jersey. Look at Skinner in San Jose. And funny enough, too bad, all 3 of them being hurt. Now, Brown, I think, is coming back tonight for Jersey, but all 3 guys being hurt. And Arvidsson got hurt in Edmonton last year, got hurt in Boston. Sucks for him, but kind of the same. All right, Corey Perry's off to an unreal start. Now, remember Corey Perry's numbers. A lot of people probably forget it, though. If you look at his numbers, it was like February, March, April, and Corey Perry just went off the charts and scored a ton. Now, this year, it's kind of reversed. Now, we'll see. Does he continue on this goal-scoring trend that he started with LA? We'll see. But just for fun, 21 games, 13 goals from those forwards, replacements, 13 goals, plus Jack Roslovic. Now, no Zach Hyman. So I do at least have to acknowledge that Zach Hyman was playing last year. So Roslovic got an opportunity that maybe he wouldn't have if Hyman was healthy this year. Never know. I'll never know. But I don't know if it's you can be frustrated, and I think it's totally valid, and I think it's just fair, and I know it's simple and it's boring, but it's true. Play better. Play smarter. Go to the damn net. Get somebody in front of the net. Stop trying to be passy-fancy in the offensive zone, 3rd and 4th lines. It's not your game. You're not good enough to do it. Very few players are. So play a little simpler, and I bet you they'll have success. When we come back, Kevin Woodley, speaking of playing better, goaltending. We'll discuss it on The Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is the only place to call for heating your home. So when it's time to replace your old furnace, call Legacy. Or for 24-hour repair with no overtime rates. Legacy even heats your shower with hot water tank. Call Legacy. Call Legacy. And with no interest and no payments for 1 year, it could only be Legacy Heating and Cooling.
I'm getting McDonald's. You want anything?
Oh, yeah. I'll get I'm obviously going to get the McVeggie, medium fries and a medium fountain drink for $9.99. It's my favorite meal, and it's new. Plus, if I get that, maybe he'll want it too. And then he'll always thank me for introducing him to the McVeggie. I'll be a hero.
So, McVeggie fries and drink?
How'd you know?
You were thinking out loud again. Get yourself a McVeggie meal for just $9.99 plus tax for a limited time.
Sandstorm, it's a classic.
McDonald's restaurant.
You matter. Your mental health matters, and you're braver than
Tuesday afternoon.
Not Alone is an organization focused on creating a space of acceptance and support through tough, meaningful conversation. My name is Tyler Smith, and you are
320.
Not Alone.
Welcome back.
It's okay to not be okay.
Sports 1440.
347. Welcome back.
Kinsman Radio Auction. Friday, November 28th from 6 p.m. to midnight on our sister station, New Country 98.1. All proceeds go to the Kinsman Club of Camrose to serve the community's greatest needs. Find out how to donate at sports1440.ca.
Wondering what you can afford? Let Go Auto do the math with our free car loan calculator. No pressure, no awkward convos, just quick answers on your budget and payments. Bad credit, no credit? We got you. Text CHECK to 780-777-7777. That's CHECK to 780 all 7. Find out what you qualify for and start shopping with confidence. Go Auto. Drive what you love with payments that make sense.
Planning your next event? Let Loca Quality Market cater. From made-to-order meals to gourmet platters to full chef tasting experiences, they make entertaining effortless. Visit loca.ca to start planning today.
River Cree is the place for all your favorite sports. River Cree Resort and Casino, featuring UFC action and boxing live on the big screens at Tap 25, the MVP of sports bars, and in the Center Bar. Plus, catch this fall's biggest games. Every goal, every tackle, every home run. River Cree is also home to the Twin Rinks, where rec hockey and community teams come to play. Public skating available. Details at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Across rural Alberta, volunteers and community groups work hard to make life better for their neighbors, creating new playgrounds, better rinks, and gathering places that bring us together. Vision Credit Union is proud to lend these local heroes a helping hand. Apply today for a Helping Hand grant up to $10,000 to support your community's next big idea. Let's make great things happen together. Applications are open until January 31st, 2026. Learn more at whatsyourshare.ca.
He's heading into the driveway. Temperature's dropping fast, folks. He opens the hood and, oh no, the battery's on thin ice.
Yeah, that's a tough break, Tim. I mean, you can't expect to compete and win with weak parts in your game like that.
But wait, he's made a clutch move. He's gone to Napa Auto Parts for the win. They've got batteries, winter-grade oils, antifreeze, and wiper blades built for cold Alberta conditions.
That's a championship play, Tim.
With over 85 Alberta locations, visit your local Napa store today or shop online at napacanada.com. That's Napa know-how.
Across the province, Albertans are taking their shot on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner.
60 years ago, we started selling trucks as Western GMC Buick. Today, we are Wolf GMC Buick. We're still located on the corner of 184th Street and Stony Plain Road with the same ownership for over 2 decades. Our customers have trusted our family-owned, community-driven business. And for that, we are thankful. If you're looking for a truck or SUV, pop in and one of our seasoned professionals will get you a great deal, hassle-free. Come trust our team at Wolf GMC Buick. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Japa Machinery. Did you know that Japa offers in-house and on-site heavy equipment service? Rain or shine, Japa's service department is here for you. Visit japamachinery.com for all the details.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
420, welcome back. Oh, I love it. People are fired up. We didn't have emotion in sports. What the hell would we have? Nothing. You're not getting a lot of emotion in the Oilers game right now, so you might as well get it on Sports 1440. Get you fired up. You don't have a game until tomorrow. Maybe you'll go out, you're right. God, I wish the ODR was ready. Like, if it's going to be cold, let's get some snow. Can we all agree on that? It's going to be a little chilly. Let's get some snow and get out there and get on the ODRs. Kidding me? It's one of the greatest parts about wintertime in Alberta is the ODR. Freaking love it. And it doesn't matter what age you are. You get out there, you're a dad now, and you're a lot slower maybe than you were when you played. Doesn't matter. You can play with your kids. Right? You get maybe mom or dad who've never really skated much. You can get out there, try it. Right? You send your kids out there, toughen them up, little cold feet. You haven't lived until you had to take your skates off and started crying because your feet hurt. It's Canadiana right there. So let's get some snow. Need the ODR. Let's get it rolling. I know for a lot of you have, like, you got everything ready. You got your backyard boards. Everything's all set up. You're like, okay, chop, pitter patter. Let's get at her. Would be nice. I kind of refuse. I don't even look for the weather very often anymore. Cons, is there any snow in the forecast for this week?
Potentially 2 centimeters today.
Today?
That's what I heard. Yeah. So not much. No.
You heard, or you're looking?
Well, I heard earlier today watching the news.
Oh, it's on TV.
Yeah, if I look right now, 55%
Was it from that foul mouth rapper, Josh Kaufman?
Oh, no. I can't watch him in front of the boy.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
You never know what he might say.
It's true. Foul. Very foul mouth. Very foul mouth. Fortunate. Does he still broadcast with a stool? Does he still stand on the stool? I'm not sure. I don't know. Joshua, let us know. Hope you're doing well. Let's go around the NHL now. Brought to you by McDonald's. The McChicken Extra Value Meal. McChicken, medium fries, medium drink for only $9.99 plus tax. You can also get the filet of fish meal for only $9.99 right now at McDonald's, as you're joined by Kevin Woodley from In Goal Magazine, NHL.com. Woodley, how you doing?
I'm good. I am at a rink. I just had some physio and I couldn't quite make it home. I'm glad to report that it's not snowing in Vancouver because due to a mix-up with my keys, I had to drive the little old vintage car that doesn't have windows to this appointment today. So I had the gloves on, have the parka on. So fitting that I'm coming to you from a rink. We don't have ODRs here in Vancouver.
I was just going to say,
yeah, and I could still drive a car with no windows.
Have you ever skated on an ODR?
Yeah, because I spent a long portion, but a decent sized portion, sort of grade 3 through 8 in Kelowna, and obviously it gets cold enough up there in the winters for outdoor rinks. Yeah.
Okay, so you did have some enjoyment in your life because you had ODR from grade.
Well, I heard you talking about crying when it gets so cold out there. So you can call that enjoyment. I don't know. I've kind of wanted to try it again as a goalie. I just kind of wonder how much more it hurts when everything is that much colder, right? You know, our gear sort of warms up and softens the blow of that frozen puck, but I'm not so sure I want to do it where you don't have that opportunity.
Yeah, well, I just meant more anybody, because you play and you're having fun and you don't really know that your feet hurt because now, like, they got past the point, now they're just frozen and you play. But once you take your skates off, then all of a sudden, you know how they slowly gets your feet start to thaw, and then it would hurt as a kid and you're just like, man, there's nothing you could do for it. It's buddy, it's one of those, that's when you knew you were living life. When you know what, the
last time I was in an outdoor rink was my would have been like, it wasn't much of it was a bachelor weekend before I got married. So we're 24 years ago now. We went up to 100 Mile House. Guy had a cabin and out on the lake just skating around. Although I got to say for that weekend, you know, if the toes were cold, I'm not sure they're like the blood was so spiked that you might not have felt it anyways.
No. You're buddy. one part of my stag was we played on the outdoor rink out at Sakers Acres for about 3 hours in the afternoon. It was unreal. We had a great time, so I love it. Let's get to goaltending. And when you watch Calvin Pickard, his first game, he had a .933. Now, the Oilers' defense was very good that night against Vancouver, and he did his job. But since then, he's made 5 starts. His best save percentage is .864. His worst is .800. In the other game, he was relieved against Colorado. You know what? They allowed 4 goals or 5 goals in that one. It hasn't been pretty for Calvin Pickard in his last 6 appearances. Really, basically since October 15th. So a full month. I know the Oilers' defense in front of him, it's been one of the worst environments in the league. So I want to preface that by saying I know that. He can't control that. He can only control what he does. So what have you seen from his game that needs some tweaking or tightening up?
Yeah, it's tough because we talked last week about, that environment and how tough it's been, expected of .860, lowest in the league. And I just think a lot of what he does is somewhat read reliant, right? He plays a style that is, relies a lot of sort of anticipation, being able to sort of read off what your defenders are doing, what opponents are doing. Like, to me, there's a lot of moving parts in his game, a lot of counter rotation, a lot of east-west, a lot of extra movement. And I just think this game is so much about being set and being ahead of plays. And when you rely that much on reads and when you've got that many extra moving parts, it's just a really tough thing to do. I don't, it's honestly tough for me to say, Jason, that if you change this, you're going to survive an .860. It's really tough to do. We gave the Comrie example last week. Eric Comrie thinks as deeply about his game as any goalie in the league, but when he had an expected of .858 in Buffalo, it didn't matter. Nobody could see it. And so I know it's a bit of a cop-out to just go to the numbers. I do see a lot of, maybe the word's unsettled, just sort of quick little movements, not set as often as you want to be. And I do think I can talk about that as a technical thing, but I think a lot of it is read-based, and it's hard to sort of be comfortable in your reads when you can't just say, okay, I got to worry about option A and maybe option B, because options C, D, and E are also open. It just becomes a really tough way to play, especially for a goalie who already, had a little flow in his game, had a little more moving parts in his game, and relied a little bit more on anticipation and how well he thinks the game. Tough to predict what's going to happen when you're in the least predictable environment in the league.
Yeah, okay, that's totally valid. So, you know what? It starts with maybe better defense, a little bit more consistent defense. Then the goalie can kind of trust his reads a little bit more, is what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much. The numbers, they're not Canucks bad defensively. But when I look at where the Oilers are, sort of rankings around the league, we've talked about the last couple of years, how good they were defensively and how they weren't a team that needed their goaltenders to necessarily steal them games. But high danger chances right now, they're 25th in the NHL in terms of expected goals against per 60. They're 30th in the defensive zone. They're mid-pack off the rush. We used to talk about that a lot with Stu, how important it was that they were good against the rush. They're 17th, but their in-zone defending is 30th in the National Hockey League, 24th on the PK. From the dots down, net front, 26th, 27th, east-west defensive zone. So lateral plays across the middle, 22nd. These are all numbers that were easily in the top 10 last year. Now they're in the bottom third. And that's just, these are the kind of numbers you can survive if you've got a healthy Demko like Vancouver was trying to do at the beginning of the season, or an Igor Shesterkin in net. Really tough to do when that's not necessarily supposed to be the strength of your game. I think a better defensive environment would help everyone.
Yeah, okay. So they're 22nd to 31st in a lot of different defensive situations, which is not ideal by any stretch.
Far from it.
So they'll have to start there. Now, they take on Washington tomorrow, and Logan Thompson's off to a great start. How's his environment? Is he just playing great, or is he having a pretty decent environment around him?
His expected, actually, this might surprise people, is 884. They actually lean pretty heavily on goaltending in Washington. League average right now is 890, so he's 6 points below league average, and he's just outperforming it at a huge clip, plus 3.3%. The only guys better than him are small sample guys like Nico Dawes for a game. Devin Cooley in Calgary has been really good in very limited minutes, and Jonathan Quick of the New York Rangers. So he is, he has been full value for it. This is not him in an insulated environment just surviving because the team's great in front of him. Logan Thompson has been really, really good despite not the toughest environment in the league, but a tougher than average environment. Again, it's sometimes the difference between teams give stuff up, right? Like, and I go back to Vegas when Fleury was there. They would give up a lot of high danger, even Aiden Hill when they won a cup. But the goalies knew what high danger they give up and what they wouldn't. And again, that just, there is no fully predictable environment. The league's way too dynamic for that. But just having that element, Jason, that like, hey, like, I know I got to worry about this one, but these other two, my guys got that. It's such a huge difference in today's game if you can start to eliminate sort of what you have to worry about and be able to focus on one, maybe two things. And even if they're high danger, if that's the only one you're worried about, you probably got a chance. And so there may be, I feel like they're more structured in their defensive play, even though they give up a lot of chances. When I watch it, they look like a good defensive team. They frankly look like a team that should be better defensively than an 884 expected save percentage for the number one goaltender. And yet here we are. So I do think there's always a little bit of eye test to it as well. As much as I love to throw numbers at you, there's no absolutes. And I think for a team that gives up a fair bit, there may just be an element of at least the goalie knows what's coming when they do give up the dangerous chances. And that's a nice combination to have. And listen, Thompson plays deep, kind of like Dustin Wolf, reminds me of that. Like he does not play aggressively. He's not going to take himself out of the net. He is going to make you beat him. He's got really patient, reactive hands. He is not going to beat himself. And I think that's a tip of the cap to him. And so it might be why even on some of the most dangerous chances, even if he doesn't have time to react, he's always in a position to get hit.
Kevin Woodley from Ingo Magazine, NHL.com joins us. So, Kev, how is Vegas? Because if I look at their numbers defensively, like no Pietrangelo, no Haig, no Aiden Hill. He hasn't played. He's played 5 games this year. What's their environment? How is Vegas's team defense in front of their goalies this year?
Well, I mean, I'm going to switch on the fly here, and we're a little dependent on rink sort of Wi-Fi around me. Honestly, Jason, when I just pulled it up, how about second in the league expected goals against 5-on-5, 5th off the rush, 4th in the defensive zone, 10th on the penalty kill. Net front D zone, 1st in the league. Dots down 8th, east-west 8th, odd man rush 2nd. Vegas is a very good defensive team right now. And when I sort of filter over here and take a look at what their goaltenders have done, like poor Carl Lindblom hasn't won a game yet, and I feel like he's actually played really well in a lot of them. Their goalies, this is a credit to Vegas. Their goalies haven't had to be great because the defending is really good in front of them. And here's the interesting, like Lindblom's got a lot of the sort of back-to-back, second half of back-to-back, and he's got an expected of 872. Akira Schmid right now has got an expected of 911. Aiden Hill was 895 when he was in there, so slightly above league average. It looks right now, like much like we talked about the discrepancy between Skinner and Pickard last year and how it's been flipped on its ear this year with Pickard getting the much tougher environment. Right now, it looks like Carl Lindblom in his first taste of the National Hockey League is getting all the tough environments for the Vegas Golden Knights. Akira Schmid's 911 expected is actually the highest in the NHL right now. So this is a team that's been really good defensively. On the whole, you're going to have games where you don't have it to the same degree. It looks like Carl Lindblom's gotten the start in most of those.
Okay, so Vegas just maybe not getting the goaltending then when you consider the environment that they're giving their goaltenders. The Capitals are getting unreal goaltending, but they're only 2 points out of the basement in the East, so they're going to try to find a way to be better. The one team that is below them, the Toronto Maple Leafs, and Buffalo tied the Maple Leafs with their victory over Edmonton last night. And, the Maple Leafs, their coach, their GM said they're vanilla. They've had injuries in goal, and then some personal reasons with Ball, not a surprise. But how much of that is goaltending? Because their numbers last year were really good. Their goaltending numbers. They're terrible this year. How much is it goaltending? How much it is environment for the Maple Leafs at this juncture?
Well, put those hands together, Jason. Honestly, they're bleeding rush chances. 31st in the National Hockey League in odd man rushes against. Overall rush defense is 31st as well. And there can be a difference between straight line rushes and odd man rushes, high dangers. They're bad at all of it when it comes to rush. In zone, bottom half of the NHL, 18th. PK's 30th. You need your goalies to bail you out when you're there. So Anthony Stolarz hasn't been nearly as good in a higher workload environment before getting hurt this year as he was last year. But part of that is the environment. Like that has dropped off a fair bit. So yeah, like they have not been anywhere near. They remind me a little bit of Edmonton, right? Like the outside perception for years was about how all the skill they had up front and all the scoring they could do. But under the hood, and for those that watched, both the trips for the Oilers to the Cup final, like they're an exceptional defensive team in both those years. They have been up until this season under Knobloch. And the same could be said in Toronto. Like they were a really good Sheldon. They had them playing really good defense. It continued with Berube for whatever reason. And I've heard this talked about by people that follow the team. Like they can't figure out because they're the same group minus Marner, who we think of as an offensive player, and yet they're defending as a team and falling off a cliff. Whether that's commitment, they brought in guys to be penalty killers. They brought in guys like Dakota Joshua, and they're not. They are not getting the same defensive environment that they were getting for the past several years. And so the narrative of them as a bad defensive team that leaned on offense to outscore their problems was miscast for years, but it's starting to actually fit. And that's surprising, given it's the second year under Berube. You would think a lot of this kind of reminds me a little bit of Tocchet year 1 to year 2 in Vancouver. You get through that first season on our new head coach, he's got your attention. All the defensive details are dialed in. Guys are blocking shots. They're coming back hard. They're staying low in the zone. They're doing all the things that are hard to be a good defensive team. And in the second year, maybe you think it's a little easy. We've got it figured out. It's in our DNA. As soon as you stop working, it disappears. And when I watch the Leafs and when I look at the numbers, it feels like there's a little bit of that in their game. And obviously, Tanev injury hurts. There's a guy that'll settle things down a lot defensively for you in your own zone, and he's been out for a little bit here.
Kev, great stuff, buddy. We appreciate the numbers as always. Thanks for this, and we will chat with you next week.
Sounds good.
Kevin Woodley from Ingo Magazine and NHL.com. So fascinating when you look at it, and we got a lot of text because of that interview, so we'll get to those and more when we return on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Across rural Alberta, volunteers and community groups work hard to make life better for their neighbors, creating new playgrounds, better rinks, and gathering places that bring us together. Vision Credit Union is proud to lend these local heroes a helping hand. Apply today for a Helping Hand grant up to $10,000 to support your community's next big idea. Let's make great things happen together. Applications are open until January 31st, 2026. Learn more at whatsyourshare.ca.
Performance by Action Electrical today. Their projects team kicked things off, designing and building with unmatched skill.
Then the service team swoops in for those crucial repairs and maintenance. And don't forget the testing team, ensuring everything's safe and sound before the solar team scores with sustainable energy.
A complete team effort. Have Action Electrical bring home a win for you and your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
For one day only, Friday, November 21st, The Brick is releasing Black Friday deals early. Get a sneak peek at the hottest offers on furniture, mattresses, appliances, and electronics. Save 65% off sofas when you buy the matching love seat or chair, up to 50% off mattresses, and up to $1,000 off when you buy 2 or more select major appliances. Plus, they pay the GST. Check out more one-day only deals and additional offers in-store. Some inclusions apply. See in-store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
The future of female hockey is here. It's season 2 of the Female Super League, the first ever female-only independent hockey division in Western Canada, with teams from British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba. Featuring 16U, 14U, and 12U divisions, the FSL brings showcase weekends packed with thrilling games, and our 14U and 16U have been pioneering the advanced body checking rule, empowering young players. The Female Super League, where the best in female hockey takes center ice. Details at femalsuperleague.com.
More Edmonton families than ever are are struggling as food prices skyrocket. The Holiday Hamper Foundation provides festive meals for 2,000 homes in need. Your donation ensures a turkey is on the table for every family. Donate today at holidayhamper.ca.
The cookie that gives back is back. Get a holiday smile cookie at Tim's from November 17th to 23rd. 100% of proceeds are donated to local charities, community groups, and Tim Hortons Foundation camps. Grab yours today.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Papa John's. It's Terrific Tuesday. Get 40% off any regular price pizza when you use code word 40 Tuesday at the start of each pizza order at papajohns.ca or on the Papa John's app.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Four 44. Jason Gregor. Connor Halley, welcome back. The Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca. It is time for 5 questions. Brought to you by The Brick. And for one day only, this Friday, you can get a power reclining sofa for only $1,289. Up to 50% off mattresses and up to $1,000 off select appliances. Plus, they'll pay the GST when you buy 2 or more. At The Brick and thebrick.com, but only this Friday.
It's time for 5 questions on the Jason Gregor Show.
All right, Jason, let's say you're Chris Knobloch and Oilers coaching staff in general. You don't have that much practice time with all the games being played. So what's the approach to try to turn things around for the Oilers?
That's a really good question because you're right. Like, they didn't skate today, travel day. They play tomorrow. They play Thursday. They're not going to practice Friday. Then you play Florida. Now, they'll get a practice next Monday before Dallas, and then they'll have a few practices the rest of next week. So between now and then, man, I think you can go over, you can have mental reps, right? I think you can. I would sit down with some guys like my 3rd and 4th line players, and I'd be like, hey, guys, we got to simplify our game here. You're not getting your shots are almost in half than what they were last month. Your goals are obviously 0. So I would start there and just try to encourage them to be like, hey, we got to simplify our game. Let's try to create a little bit of an identity here. I don't think you need practice to do that. That can be one where you can show video and you can say, hey, this is what we think is going to work, and this is why it works. Show some highlight. Hey, Trent Frederick, you can go get clips of him and scoring in Boston. It's not hard. Go find him.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of it for me too. Just the little things, things that don't require skill, effort plays. And if you do enough of those things, I think the bounces will start to go your way or reinforce that. And maybe things turn around. But I think when they get home, a few more days to actually hit the ice and practice. But it'll be tough. Question number 2 for you. Is there a bigger disappointment in the NHL right now than the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Ooh, good question. Yeah, like if I look who's got fewer points than them, it's only St. Louis, Nashville, and Calgary. So, St. Louis, yeah, but no, I'd have to be Toronto. I think Toronto would get the leader there. But there's a few others. The Oilers aren't far off. Let's be honest here, right? The Oilers aren't far off. But yeah, I think I'd have to go Toronto number 1.
Yeah, I mean, hard not to, right? Right now, sitting tied for last spot in the Atlantic with Buffalo. That's not words you want to utter. A little bit below 500 there. I thought about St. Louis as well as a playoff team from last season, but the Toronto Maple Leafs winning that division, high expectations. I got to think that they are probably the most disappointing team so far. Question number 3 for you. The World Junior is going to return to Edmonton and Red Deer for the 2027 event. What is your top World Junior memory?
I like the World Juniors, but I've never been like, oh my God, love it, right? Like it. I would say probably the Jonathan Taves shootout display. Right? When they just kept going.
Yeah.
And Taves just kept scoring. That was pretty impressive.
Having the repeat shooters. Yeah. Tough to argue with that one. I'm like you, though. I don't get as amped up about the World Juniors as some people. I felt like it was kind of pushed upon us in a previous life. Jordan Eberle, though, 2009 against Russia. That's the one, like, to this day, I'll watch that and still get goosebumps from it. So that would be the one for me. Question number 4 for you today. Dak Prescott last night looking pretty good, albeit against the Vegas Raiders. If you were looking at the quarterback power rankings, where would you have Dak Prescott?
Go ahead.
I'm a little higher, I think, than a lot of people on Dak Prescott. I really like him as a quarterback. I really like him as a person. That might weigh into it a little bit. I have him 9 or 10 in the league. There's a bunch of guys I would take before him, but I think Dak Prescott gets a lot of undeserved hate from a lot of people.
Yeah, like if you put guys, there's obviously, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, right? I think those would be, Joe Burrow, right? Like those would be are those the top 4? I put the Rams QB Matt Stafford up
he's
there.
Got to be up there,
right? He's 5. Jalen Hurts, man, the guy knows how to win. But is Jalen Hurts clearly a better quarterback than Dak Prescott? Like, he's won more. I think it's clear he's played on better teams. I don't think there's much debate on that. But yeah, I'd probably still have to put Hurts there because Dak's playoff performances at times haven't been good. But is Justin Herbert clearly better? I don't know. Maybe I think he's probably a better pocket passer, but Dak's pretty athletic. I might have him 8 to 10, somewhere in that range. Yeah, he's a pretty good quarterback for sure. But there's some young QBs this year, Cons, that are like where's Drake May now? Drake May's looked pretty good. Now, the Patriots have had 2 tough games and he's won them both, and that's what's impressive to me. He beat the Bills, he beat the Bucks. They really haven't had any tough games other than that. They're going to have some down the stretch, and it's going to be fascinating to see how they do.
Prior to this past week, Herbert was leading quarterbacks in rushing yards, but that was necessity. Question number 5 for you. Owen Wilson, great actor, lots of films, TV shows, turns 57 years old today. He stars in Apple TV's Stick. He is a washed-up golfer that finds a young prodigy to help out with his game. When you think of TV shows and sitcoms, not documentaries, that relate to sports, what would be your favorites?
Eastbound and Down.
Good one.
Yeah, I probably have to go with that. I'm trying to think like a TV show about sports. Yeah, Eastbound and Down, or maybe Coach.
Okay, Coach. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I'll give you a couple, and TR's not here, but Shoresy, I think, is a great TV show.
Yeah, well, I knew you were going with that, and then TR wasn't here today, so he didn't get my vote.
Throw in Ted Lasso, and last night I actually threw The League on about fantasy football.
Buddy, the league
Pretty good
is it's now how many seasons? Because I think I watched 1 or 2 years. Then for some reason, I don't know what happened. I just kind of stopped watching it, but it was quite funny. Right? There was fantasy football. I just found at times there wasn't enough fantasy football for me. So I was like, okay, I don't need to watch the rest of it. But they did some funny characters for sure.
Yeah, 7 seasons.
What?
Yeah. I don't think I watched the last season, to be honest with you, but it ran a little long.
Well, what new storylines did they have?
Well, they did an episode with Seth Rogen and another actor who they were kind of like role characters, I guess, had little spots.
Okay.
They did an episode who was just them. And at that point, I was like, okay, they checked out here.
They checked out.
So I also checked out.
So you said, hey, you checked out. I checked out. All right.
Raffi. It was Sophia's brother. That was the other character. And Dirty Randy was Seth Rogen's character.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It got a little tiresome.
Now, what about that new one that just came out? Is it Chad Powers?
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's a little bit of a brainchild of Eli Manning when you dress up and you go, he's undercover, right? Is it Penn State?
Yeah, because Eli did that, and then I watched the first episode. He plays a former Oregon quarterback.
Yeah.
He yelled at a sick kid and derailed his career.
Yeah. Yeah. So anybody out there seen Chad Powers? Let me know. Have you watched it? What do you give it? Is it like, because to me, if I get committed to a show, like I need to be committed. Like, have you watched Mayor of Kingstown, Cons?
No, heard good things about it.
Dude, that show, I love it. Like, I love it. And Edie's now in it. She's the new what's the head of the prison? Why am I blanking on it? Anyway, that's her role. And we're learning more. I don't want to give it away, but God, like I like that show. I like it a lot. The Diplomat's another one. Carrie Russell, I just watched that. Just finished it. New season. But Kingstown's pretty good. So I obviously with so much sports on, I'm only limited. And so if I got to go show, like it's got to be good. So like, because I don't want to commit 3 or 4 episodes before it's good. I'm past that point. I know that sounds lame, but I can't do it. Like I need to be first episode's got to get me in, then I'll stick. Otherwise I'm like, probably don't have time. Very, very time sensitive. So it's got to be a good show or else I can't do it.
Yeah, and that's on Paramount Plus originally. And they also have Tulsa King, which I want to get into. And then I've heard good things about Landman, which I think is also on Paramount.
Oh, Landman's good.
Yeah, so all these shows
season 2 just came out. I haven't watched it yet, but because I have a new rule, my wife, we don't watch a new show until we finish the one we're on. Right? So finish that season. And we're trying not to binge as much. So, it's like 1 episode a night and then, like do other things like talk. So, but it's all right. So, talk about your feelings, Cons. How was your day today? Was it a good day today? Was it a bad day today? What kind of day was it? It's a classic Kramer line. So, hey guys, Chad Powers is a solid 8 out of 10. Very good. Better be a second season. It leaves a guy hanging from Jesse. Ooh, well, yeah. They leave it hanging. You got to think so, right? Hey guys, it's pretty good. Only 6 episodes, so not that much of a commitment. That's kind of interesting now. Like, I think, I remember you used to watch a season of Seinfeld and there was like 26 shows. What's this 6 to 8 episode garbage? Like, I remember you watch like a drama, an hour-long drama, and there was 22 episodes. Now they're, all we can do is 6 to 8. And I'm like, what? Come on. I want to be more engaged. Come on, writers, pick up the pace. 6 to 8.
Is there an appointment television for you on regular cable anymore? Like outside, Chuck Lorre puts out new shows all the time. But I remember Seinfeld was it Thursday nights, Friends Thursday nights. You had to watch them.
Yeah, there's the last one I can remember was Game of Thrones on Sunday nights. Game of Thrones on Sunday nights for me was okay. Yeah, I'm making sure. And if it would start, you could get the 9 o'clock one, right? And so great, watch it, was unreal. And sometimes if I had hockey or something, I'd be like, okay, we're recording, get home, I'm on it. But yeah, I couldn't go to bed and wait. I was like, no, I don't care if I'm up late, I'm watching it. That might have been the last one that I was like, okay, I gotta watch it the minute it comes out. So
I might be with you. Last of Us for HBO shows might be the
Last of Us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
First season probably better than the second, but I got hooked into it, so keep on watching. But yeah, it seems like that's not really around, not really a thing anymore with streaming and all that.
Yeah. Well, we've become a society of convenience, very much so. And there can be goods about it. There can be some bad ones for sure. So we'll see. Let's coming up. Mark Spector will join. Hey boys, Fallout deadly. Fallout? What's that about?
Oh, it's based off a video game, I believe.
What? I'm looking it up. It's a post-apocalyptic. Nah, I'm out. There's too many post-apocalyptic.
Soundtrack is done by the guy who did Game of Thrones soundtrack.
Walton Goggins is in it. That might get my attention. But depicts the aftermath of the Great War of 2077. A nuclear exchange between the United States and China. The series takes place in an alternate history of Earth, where advances in nuclear technology after World War III led to the emergence of retro-futuristic society and subsequent resource war. Dum, dum, dum.
It's on Prime. I've got Prime.
All right.
I might check it out.
Okay. All right. We'll see. Getting a few like how we react afterwards, which I always wondered, there's shows that you look at when they first came out, and then many years later, you're like, God, like that's kind of happening now. Right. And so be careful. Some of those shows are that's never going to happen. And then you're like, well, kind of getting close. We'll see. There's some people out there that like you got The Handmaid's Tale, buddy. Like, I don't know if that's that far fetched down the road. There's some lunacy out there. So be careful. Let's get to Connor Halley and a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Loca. Do food differently with Loca Quality Markets. 2 locations to serve you better: Edmonton and Sherwood Park. They're a butcher, a baker, a cafe, a deli, rotisserie, pizzeria, all under one roof. Loca.ca.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Edmonton and Red Deer will host the 2027 World Junior Hockey Championship. That tournament's going to run from December 26th, 2026 to Jan 5th of 2027. 8 games on the ice tonight in the NHL. You got the Leafs hosting the Blues, Kraken in Detroit, Lightning meet the Devils, Islanders, Stars, Jets, Jackets, Flames in Chicago. The Rangers head to Sin City, and the Sharks hosting the Mammoth. WHL, Oil Kings on the road in Penticton, taking on the Vs. That'll get going at 7:35 in the association. Steph Curry and the Warriors head to Orlando to take on the Magic. Nets host the Celtics. Pistons in Atlanta. Spurs host the Grizz. Jazz taking on the Lakers. And it's the Trailblazers hosting the Suns just after 9 o'clock. Canadian men's national soccer team taking on Venezuela in a friendly from Florida. That one starts at 6:30. Coming up in hour 4 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll be joined by Mark Spector of Rogers Sportsnet and Derek Van Diest from NHL.com. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
Action Electrical's projects team takes the field, folks. Ready to execute the entire play for new commercial builds.
Absolutely. They're masters of design, build, sketching strategy, from initial blueprints to core electrical infrastructure. The team never misses on complex projects.
Known for handling big league constructions and major renovations, ensuring flawless execution, hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
At Papa John's, our butter chicken pizza is a Canadian favorite, and we think we know why. We start with a velvety, tangy, and subtly sweet sauce. Then it's our better ingredients: fresh, never frozen original dough, juicy grilled chicken, and crunchy green peppers and onions. Sounds delicious, right? Well, wait till you try it. It's butter chicken made better. Order your large butter chicken pizza today for only $19.99. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Proudly locally owned and operated.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is the only place to call for heating your home. So when it's time to replace your old furnace, or for 24-hour repair with no overtime rates, Legacy even heats your shower with hot water tanks. And with no interest and no payments for 1 year, it could only be Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Don't look now, but I think we're being followed.
Oh, that's just my Fountain Tire sidecar.
Well, they're driving pretty close.
Because they're attached.
Save up to 15% on select tires until December 13th.
Cool.
Plus, get up to $125 off a set of 4 Goodyear tires.
Anything else?
Get $50 off a $150 service when you buy those tires.
Well, that's handy.
Yep.
And weird.
Well, I love my Fountain Tire sidecar.
Book your appointment online today. Restrictions apply. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Listen up, because we're about to tell you what nobody else will. There's a serious problem in auto service. The price you expect is almost never the price you pay. Big Toy Shop tells it like it is. No BS, no false inflated bill. It's just the honest service you need, done quickly and done well at a price that doesn't make you feel like a chump. Take your ride to Big Toy Shop, 8315 Argyle Road. Call 780-298-2797.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Sherbrooke Liquor, the best place for wine, cocktails, and beers from all over the world. Also, a variety of excellent non-alcoholic options. See more at SherbrookeLiquor.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Just after 5 o'clock on a lovely Tuesday. How are you? Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram. As always, brought to you by our title sponsor. Proud of them on board. Once again, PlayAlberta.ca. And hey, man, your one-stop shop. Instance, lottery, live dealer, casino, sports. They got it all under one roof. Alberta's only regulated online gambling website, PlayAlberta.ca. Where tonight, Lotto Max, $40 million. Good luck. Oh, who couldn't use that right now? Oh, maybe David. A few others, but lots of you. I know definitely wouldn't hurt me. Wouldn't hurt me. So 833 401-1440, 833-401-1440. We got a lot of Black Mirror, Last Kingdom. Hey, guys, check out Weeds, another good one. All right. Guys, I just watched Fallout. Highly recommend it. It's pretty good. All right. Guys, what about Thursday, Law and Order? Yeah, you know what? I used to, Law and Order was, for a long time, was awesome. White Lotus from Ranger Nick. Yeah, White Lotus is pretty good. I like. You ever watch that show, Cons?
Yeah, but there's the trend here. It's HBO. I mean, I didn't watch that one live. We fell behind Sunday nights, I think.
Yeah.
And there's a trend there. HBO's keeping it alive.
Yeah, no, it's good. We got a lot of people, Twin Dad Matt and a few others saying Sunday night for sure. Sunday nights, something about Sunday night. Like you just, you know what? You want to relax after the weekend. Maybe put the kids to bed. You just get to relax. And, you find a show that you and your partner like. That makes it much easier for sure. No. Now, the question is, could have a debate on in your, whether it's, husband, wife, whatever, common law, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, that some people can stay up watching TV and others fall asleep. That's why, you know what? Watching TV in bed, that's just it's a recipe for failure, because one person wants to stay up, but the other person falls asleep. You're like, yeah, but I'm into the show. I don't want to shut it off now. It's like, can you watch it without me? Have you done? I think every person in a relationship has done that. Oh no, I shut it off. I didn't watch it. Then you'll rewatch it just so you don't tell your spouse that you watched it. Most of you have done it once. Don't lie. Definitely done it. Cons, I know, has done it multiple times. For sure. Let's get to the spec report, brought to you by GS Construction, underground infrastructure specialists. From easy things like running water, all the way to the freeways to make things are flowing for you to get home right now. GS Construction does it all. As Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet joins us once again. Good afternoon, Spec. How you doing?
What's going on, man?
Well, we're solving all of the problems of the Oilers one segment at a time today, Spec. I have blocked out the notion that the coach should be fired. That's lunacy. Does the coach
place to start?
Does the coach have a role in this? 100%. Especially when Kevin Woodley outlines the Oilers last year, they ranked top 10 in most defensive categories. Talking like, where they were giving up shots from so many different areas, cross crease, down low, off to everything. This year, they ranked 22nd to 31st in most of them. And obviously, Calvin Pickard's had bad numbers for sure. Stuart Skinner's not ideal, but the Oilers' defensive situation has not been good. Mix in the fact that they can't score 5-on-5. And that's why, like last night, Spec, I'm not sure there was one player who was going start to finish for the Oilers last night.
No, they were horrible last night. That's why like there have been times this year when the goaltending has been poor for sure. As every guy on this team, there's been nights where Connor McDavid's been awesome or awful, I should say. I would say to you that trying to get the goaltenders, to be the solution behind a team that's playing this with this much dysfunction in their defensive zone it's awful, right? As Woodley points out, I listened to some of the segment. All their stats are from 21 to 30 in the league. It's like giving your mechanic the worst running car in history and saying, get this thing running purring like a kitten, buddy. Well, you can't do it because it just can't be done. You can't play good goal behind this team right now, Jason. It can't happen.
It's definitely hard.
You can't. Not hard. It's freaking impossible. The one goal on Skinner, he made 2 saves. Then they threw it cross crease, and I forget who it was. Shot it top shelf last night. I mean, he couldn't. He couldn't react so many times in a row. He couldn't keep going. Like, for Pete's sakes, you're asking too much. So that's my point. I guess we should ask ourselves, if we're blaming this on their defensive zone coverage, what's changed? It's all the same players. Paul Coffey's not there anymore. Is that the difference? I'm not saying it is. I'm asking. But something's changed for the negative here, because there's a bunch of guys who were good defensemen who aren't good defensemen this year.
No. Oh, and I don't, considering Coffey didn't do any film work, I would be surprised to say that's the only reason why. Like, I just look at some of their decision spec. And lots of different areas around the ice. And you're just like, what is going on here? Like, they're throwing up some grenades at different times, and it's being ugly for sure. I find they're not moving their feet as often. Like, I see that stat all the time that talks about, the Oilers' offensive zone possession time. And I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't result in shots. Like, offensive possession time it's like, might be my new favorite, most overrated statistic. If you have the puck a lot, but it doesn't lead to shots, then who cares? Like, what does that mean? Hey, we got the puck down here a lot. And so that makes your defensive numbers even worse if you're allegedly possessing the puck in the offensive zone that much, that they're killing you on quick strikes defensively.
Yeah, and you're not killing them on quick strikes, right? There's no goals off the rush for the Oilers. The other team is coming in their zone, making fairly quick work of them and scoring a goal. They need to possess the thing for 45 seconds before it finally gets to the net. So, there's no question they need a more direct game. There's no question forwards need to be in position for shorter passes from defensemen. Guys are flying the zone still. Every game they run into this. There's usually a 10 or 20 minute period of the long bomb stretch pass that's just not working. Like, when are we going to figure this out, guys? A stretch pass for a goal, you might get one in a game, maybe. But trying 40 of them is not the answer. So it's just the basics, back to basics. It's like Wellman said the other day, we all know how this is supposed to look. It's crazy. We just can't find it. And I don't know the answer. Obviously, they don't know the answer, but it's not like this is a bunch of guys that just met each other in the parking lot like a beer league game. These guys, most of them played in the Stanley Cup final together.
Yeah. Well, the one guy they just met in the parking lot, he's the new guy that got called out. And he's 11 at Jack Rostovich. 6 goals again last night. Like, he's playing unreal for the Edmonton Oilers right now. And his play spec, like, I've never been a big fan of it, but I am done with Chris Knobloch's insistence on going to McDavid and Draisaitl. Now you have Hyman back in the lineup, and you got Jack Rostovich, who's just as dangerous right now, 5-on-5, as McDavid and Draisaitl. 5-on-5, he's just as dangerous as those two. He doesn't need either one to be dangerous. So keep him with Draisaitl, keep Hyman with McDavid, and enough's enough with this. Oh, we got to load up that line. Like, give me a break. I'm done with it. It's not working.
Nope, I'm with you. I would listen. This takes me back to the Derek Ryan days when he would say to us in the dressing room that the minute those guys start taking up all the ice time, the rest of us are just sitting around doing nothing. We don't feel like we're part of the team. We don't feel like we're part of the solution. I've written it. I've said it. I'm totally with you. It's, yes, they're good when they play together, but there's a huge dynamic that gets sent to your team that, there's some trouble and we only trust 2 guys to get us out of it, right? That's the problem. You get all these guys that barely play. They know that when push comes to shove, they're on the pine. It's coach. Every Oilers coach since Todd McClellan has fallen into the trap. Knobloch is firmly in the grips of that trap right now, Jason.
And see, here's the thing. So, and I wrote the article today, Spec, because I've heard a lot of people say, oh, they're playing too much. And I'm like, I'm not really sure they are. Because guess what? In the month of October, they scored 11 goals, their depth forwards. In the month of November, they got 0. So they haven't had a massive drop-off in time on ice. But I looked at the whole season. And the Edmonton Oilers currently have had, and this is 5-on-5, they've had 10 forwards play 11-plus minutes. Only St. Louis, LA, and Chicago have had more with 11 in the Western Conference. Forwards who play 13-plus minutes 5-on-5. The Oilers have had 6. Only Chicago 8 and St. Louis 7 have had more. So I don't really buy the notion that the other guys are getting like way less opportunities than other players around the league. Right? Because then I went to total minutes on the ice. Because then you look at shorthanded, even strength, everything. And the Oilers have 11 guys at 11-plus minutes. Nashville and St. Louis have 12. Not really helping them. 13-plus minutes, that the Oilers have 8. No team, like the Oilers are tied with Winnipeg, Minnesota, Colorado, Seattle, San Jose, Dallas, and they're all at 8, right? And then there's LA's at 11. They're the high team, but most are 8 or 9, right? So I don't really think it's that much of a difference. I just don't like it anymore because it hasn't worked. And here's the number. Leon Draisaitl has played 189 minutes without Connor McDavid. He's outscored opponents 12-5. He's outshot them 103-88. McDavid and Draisaitl have played 159 minutes together, and they've outscored teams 8-5. So you're +3 in 160 minutes, or you're +7 in 190 minutes with the same goals against. But and now the difference is McDavid away from Draisaitl this year, he's been outscored 13-8. So that's not good in 211 minutes. So, I figured out Hyman's back and just leave them apart for a while. Because guess what? You've played them together almost as much as you played them apart this year, and it hasn't worked. So try something different.
Well, Knobloch's a big analytics guy. He's watching these numbers. He has to know them. And I agree. Now I think the Roslovic, Draisaitl, Podkolzin line's a really good line. It's got all the elements, a really slick scorer, passer, center, a trigger man on the right side, a hard working corner man on the left side. Like, it's got everything you want in a line. Now McDavid gets Hyman back. Yeah. They're just looking for a left winger. Is it going to be Savoy? Is it Nugent Hopkins when he comes back? Is it Mangiapane once in a while? Figure out the left winger, whatever. But sure, now that they've got those 5 players, the Draisaitl line and Hyman and McDavid, I don't get it. It's just an infatuation with putting those two out together. And I'm with you, bud. I've watched it enough. It starts after a penalty. You kill a penalty and out they come. That's been the tradition in Edmonton.
I don't mind that. If you don't want to do it once,
3 coaches. Yeah, I know, but when you kill a penalty, it always messes your lines up a little bit, right? Because guys are off different lines. Same with the power play. But all that does is now you start out with another screwed up line, and it just pushes back when you ever get back into your rotation. This team never finds its rotation anymore. So I'm telling you, pick 4 lines and try giving them 50 minutes in a game and see what happens. How about that?
Well, I get 15 from all. I don't want my 4th line playing as much as my 1st and 2nd line. I can tell you that.
No. I mean, through 50 minutes of a game, rotate your lines properly. I'm not saying that your 4th line plays much your 1st, but quit busting them all up all the time is my point.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, hey.
Freelancing. Pick your lines and stick with them for a change.
I get the theory. Hey, we're down. It's not working. Let's change it. But maybe sometimes say, sorry, guys, we tried that. It's not working. So let's try something different here. And we'll see. They go into Washington. We had Woodley on. They're getting great goaltending in Washington. It's not like they're not giving up stuff. So there will be some chances. Whether or not they score or not remains to be seen. But Nugent Hopkins not going to join them on the road trip. I got that confirmed today. I'm guessing there's a chance he plays next Tuesday, but he'd only have 1 practice next Monday before that game. And if you don't play him Tuesday, then you don't have to wait. Then you have to till Saturday. So, the rest factor makes a lot of sense. Could have him and Kapanen potentially back by that final game in November.
Well, it wouldn't hurt. It's no excuse. Like, everybody's got guys
Oh,
hurt
God.
here.
Lots of
Yeah,
guys.
the league. Look at Florida. I mean, they got huge guys out and a bunch of other guys too. So yeah, do you want Nugent Hopkins back? Of course you do. He's a really good player. I would say to you that Kasperi Kapanen comes back. I don't know what's going to happen with Thomas Ek. Maybe someone else be hurt by then. But listen, they got enough good players to be a better team than they are right now. The injuries are way down the list of the problems for this team.
Oh, yeah. No, injuries, I don't think, are the main reason where they're at right now by any stretch. When you bring Nugent Hopkins back, Spec, and tomorrow we're going to focus more on Washington, but when you do, are you just slotting him right in as your third line center?
Well, good question. If I still like Savoy on the left side with Hyman and McDavid, then yes, sure. Then I do. Right? Then I do. Then does Henrique become my fourth line center? Do I go, what do I do with my third line? Is Frederick still on that third line with Nugent Hopkins and Mangiapane? I'm on that line. That's a pretty good third line. Or it has the makings of a pretty good third line. Some guys got to get going here. So sure, I would prefer Nugent Hopkins at center if I could do that. I think he always plays left wing with McDavid because they just don't have anyone else for that spot. If they have someone for that spot, I prefer to see Nugent Hopkins as a center. What about you?
Yeah, I like him as a center iceman. I just, you know what? He distributes the puck very well. He can shoot when need be. He's reliable defensively. And he's not a scoring winger. So if you want to play him as your third line left winger, and if Henrique's your center, I probably could even argue that. But he's proven he's not a 5-on-5 scoring winger. So I'm not playing him on my top. I've already got Podkolzin in there, so I'm going to live with one guy who I don't think's a finisher. Why would I have two in my top six? Doesn't make any sense to me. So that's why.
Well, okay, but who is a finisher?
But I'm going to give Matt Savoy a chance. Plus, I think having Nugent Hopkins there, if he doesn't finish, what's he doing for me? So why not put him where I think he can play better and help your third line? And if Matt Savoy produces the same amount as Nugent Hopkins, well, then I'm ahead of things because now my third line's a little bit better.
Yeah, you hope so. Listen, they got lots of good players. Talent's not the problem here. I'm not telling you they're winning a Stanley Cup, but I'm saying to you they got way more talent than a lot of teams have out there.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter if they're not playing well. That the defense right now, it's awful, right? It doesn't matter how good you think you are. You got to play that well. And right now they're all underwater.
Like, is Darnell Nurse allergic to physicality?
Yeah, I don't know.
Darnell
Nurse needs, and a lot of this is like, let's get back to the Paul Coffey conversation, right? A lot of this is it's a coach making you believe in yourself. It's a coach giving you, a lot of it's mental. A lot of it's guys need to hear certain things. And until Mark Stewart can figure out how to get this group going without Paul Coffey on the bench with him, then I'm going to say to you that we're all going to question whether he can get the job done, right? Stewart's a professional assistant coach to the NHL. He knows what he's doing, but he's been alone this year, and his defensive core is just this side of awful. So that coach has to figure it out, and he's got to figure it out pretty quick here, or someone in that organization is going to make a phone call to Paul Coffey, and they're going to put Stewie back up in the press box. So, that's just life in the fast lane, buddy. If you're not getting the job done, they replace you. And I'm going to tell you right now, whoever's in charge of this defensive core, he ain't getting the job done.
Yeah. Oh, that's totally valid. Spec, have a good one. Enjoy the games tonight. We will talk Capitals and Oilers tomorrow.
Thanks, Jay.
It's the Spec Report brought to you by GS Construction. Quick break. We will return. DVD joins us next on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Snow, colder weather, shorter days. November is officially here. But it doesn't all have to be bad news. If you're thinking about a new or used vehicle, now is the time. Massive savings, 0% financing, and don't forget tires at cost. Yes, that's right. We sell winter tires at cost. There's lots to celebrate in November. And as always, we'd like to thank all of those who have fought and served for our country. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country. Across the province, Albertans are taking their shot on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner.
Is your company drowning in paperwork and administrative tasks? Do you need more data to make better decisions? Nectar.io is your company's all-in-one solution for fleet and materials management, safety, time cards, and GIS-based project management. Now is the time to capture and transform field, site, and shop data into boardroom-level business intelligence, all with one login. Visit Nectar.io to book a demo today. Nectar.io, your business made better.
For one day only, Friday, November 21st, The Brick is releasing Black Friday deals early. Get a sneak peek at the hottest offers on furniture, mattresses, appliances, and electronics. Save 65% off when you buy the matching Love Seater chair, up to 50% off mattresses, and up to $1,000 off when you buy 2 or more select major
Welcome
appliances.
back.
Plus, they pay the GST. Check out more one-day-only deals and additional offers in-store. Some exclusions apply. See in-store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
I'm getting McDonald's. You want anything?
420, welcome back.
I'm obviously going to get the McVeggie, medium fries and a medium fountain drink for $9.99. It's my favorite meal, and it's new.
420, welcome back.
He'll want it too, and then he'll always thank me for introducing him to the McVeggie. I'll be a hero.
So, McVeggie fries and drink?
How'd you know?
You were thinking out loud again. Get yourself a McVeggie meal for just $9.99 plus tax for a limited time only at participating McDonald's.
Hey everybody,
420, welcome back. Oh, I love it. People are fired up.
On a 7-night cruise through the Mexican Riviera, leaving from Los Angeles and including
Alberta.
Cabo, Mazatlan, Puerto Vallarta, and more. While we relax and cruise the tropical water and have some drinks with umbrellas,
It is
in them,
time.
you could attend an intimate meet and
Play
greet with legends like Bill
Alberta.ca.
Rand,
It is
Jason
time.
Strudwick, Kelly Buckberger, Ron Lowe, Jack Michael,
Portions of this hour brought-
and more. Don't miss out on every hockey fan's dream cruise. The Edmonton Hockey Legends Cruise. It's going to be one hell of a trip. Price start at just $23.99.
Welcome back.
Part of the
Gregor
proceeds
Show,
support the
presented by
Ben
Play
Stelter
Alberta.
Foundation and Kids with Cancer. The Edmonton Hockey Legends Cruise, July 2026. Visit cast.tours/Edmonton or call 1-833-347-7678. Book now and save $500 per cabin when you mention promo code Stingray Radio. That's cast.tours/Edmonton.
And here comes Action Electrical Service Team sprinting onto the scene. These are your first responders for any electrical emergency.
That's right. With their fleet of service vans and specialized gear, they assess, they service, and maintain electrical lighting and automation systems. They're all about rapid response.
Quick diagnostics and repairs to restore power and safety fast. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Crystal Glass, your clear choice for residential windows, locally manufactured and installed. Crystal Glass provides a beautiful product and incredible customer services for all of your residential needs. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca for a quote.
From puck drop to kickoff, it's the Jason Gregor Show on Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
$5
24 on a lovely Tuesday. The Gregor Show, as always, presented by our title sponsor, PlayAlberta.ca, where you can stop in, live dealer, lottery, instance casino, and tonight, Lotto Max, $40 million. PlayAlberta.ca. 8 games in the National Hockey League. Oilers, of course, not playing. They'll be back in action tomorrow night, taking on the Washington Capitals. Very stingy Capitals team. And suddenly, Alex Ovechkin starting to score some goals. He's up to 903 in his career now. So 39 away if you believe the all-time record is 1,016 goals by Wayne. That's where he's at now. See if he can break that. We shall see. There you go. Some early games. Blues and Maple Leafs tied at 1 midway through the first. The Kraken, who continue to play well, no score in Detroit. And Tampa, who the Oilers will face on Thursday, are taking on the Devils, no score in the first period. Now, let's talk a little bit more hockey as Derek Van Diest from NHL.com joins us. We're also going to talk a little footy with DVD. DVD, my man, how you doing?
Good. How are you doing today?
Were you a big fan of Sean? Were you a big wrestling fan at all?
Oh, you know what? Back in the early WWE days, I was, Hulk Hogan, Randy Macho Man, guys like that. And I kind of got phased out of it. I liked Stampede Wrestling when I was a kid. I was a big Stampede Wrestling fan. But yeah, since then, not too much. Not too much wrestling since then.
I thought maybe you're a fan of Rob Van Dam RVD. So maybe with the DVD, thought maybe you just would gravitate. You never know. Or DVD, I'm pretty sure it was a finishing move by somebody, if I'm not mistaken. I got to look it up.
The DVD, I'm not sure. Yeah, it might have been.
I think it might have been, but I could be wrong on that one. So mix up a few finishing moves. The Oilers don't have a finishing move right now. DVD. What area of their game do you find should be priority number one for Chris Knobloch to try to fix?
Well, they need some secondary scoring here. Like, they're not getting anything from their bottom six as far as offense goes. Like, those guys are kind of just there. And, I think you can't have your top two lines. You can't have McDavid and Draisaitl having to score 2 or 3 points a night in order for you to have a chance to win. Like, you need some contributions from your bottom half, and you're not getting it. You're not getting them from those guys. And I think that's one thing. I don't know how you fix that. I think he's trying different combinations. He's trying, put different guys there. But, you look at those numbers that some of those guys have, like Henrique and Frederick and Lazar, and, going down the list of these guys aren't producing. They're not getting anything done. And then I think they need to chip in. I need to chip in with a goal or two a night and kind of take some of the load off some of the other guys. I think that's one of the issues. Another one, their defensive zone coverage is atrocious. Like, they just seem to not know where to go when they don't have the puck, and when they lose the puck, they're not getting out of their zone clean enough. And I think Louis mentioned in the broadcast yesterday that sometimes you got to be able to skate the puck out of your own zone, and they're not doing that at all. So there's a few issues here that I see, but I think, to me, the biggest one is that you need some production out of your third and fourth lines, and they're not getting anything out of those lines right now. And I think that's going to be a big concern, because if you don't have McDavid and Draisaitl firing, if you don't have your power play going, you're really going to struggle. And this team struggles 5-on-5, partly because they're getting outplayed. Those bottom two lines are getting outplayed every night.
Well, definitely in November. In the month of October, they actually scored 11 goals. It wasn't bad if you do that all year long. Because here's the funny thing. The guys who have replaced Perry, Skinner, Arvidsson, Brown, and Derek Ryan, those 5 guys had 13 goals. And I'm not including Jack Rosovich in that group, by the way. But those guys had 13 goals through 21 games last year. The replacements have 13 goals through 21 games, but they have none in the last 9 games. They were off to a pretty good start. And then it's hit the ditch big time. It's like they didn't have winter tires on. It's the first snowfall and in the ditch, and they can't get out.
Yeah, that's an issue. That's a problem. And I think, and I think part of it has to do, there was so much line juggling and line combinations, and they were kind of finding a way to play through that. You're getting some guys back. So I think, when getting Hyman back, you're not going to get as much opportunity. But, right now you can't fall into those lulls, because it's going to be, it's a team effort here. When everything's said and done, you need the 20 guys going. And I think Leon Draisaitl talked about this last week where he left on the road, is that you don't have to have everyone on their A+ game every night to win in the regular season. You need everyone to playing like the B+ game, and then some guys playing A+ game. But you need, for the most part, everyone pulling in the same direction. And right now they're not doing that. And whether it's an experience or whatever the situation is, like Roslovich's come in here and where would the Oilers be without him? Like, he's been a revelation. But those other guys, those other new guys that they brought in, they're kind of failing to kind of catch some gain some leverage here and gain some traction, and be guys that are going to contribute on an everyday basis. And if you're not contributing scoring, you have to find other ways to be involved. And I think that's an issue as well. Some of those guys are invisible and you don't even notice them. Like where are these guys? Like what are they doing if they're not scoring or they're not hitting or they're not, being responsible in their own end? Like what's going on here? And I think that's one of the issues right now with the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah, no, that's totally valid. Derek Van Dieschel. It was the DDT from Diamond Dallas.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, DDT. Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah,
he was a diamond cutter, if I'm not mistaken, for all of our wrestling fans. So that was a classic.
Yeah.
RVD was still Rob Van Dam, still pretty classic. You should have went for it once it's Halloween DVD, just so you know.
Okay.
Still got time. You could do it. Get a good wrestling gear on you, right? Maybe you could take a picture and show everybody of it, just like Stoff does. So that'd be awesome. Let's quickly. I want to move to this for soccer. I know you're a huge footy guy for Canada. Now, the game in the grand scheme of things doesn't mean a lot, but there are guys like it means a lot to certain individual players to kind of solidify themselves and where they're going to get to play.
Oh, definitely. These exhibition games, you're trying to get a spot on that roster, and so you're trying to play as well as you can. And I do like the fact that Canada is playing teams in South America. They're playing Ecuador. They're playing Venezuela. They got to play. They got to find a different style of game to play as opposed to just playing European teams. But yeah, these games, they're kind of twofold because it's tough. Because they haven't played a competitive game since the last World Cup because they're the hosts. And that's always an issue when it comes to hosting the World Cup is that you don't get to play competitive games. You don't get to play those qualifying games leading up to the tournament. Those qualifying games can be incredibly intense. I don't know if you caught the end of that Ireland-Hungary game, when Ireland scored in the 95th minute to kind of pull that game out and get to the World Cup. It's one of those things that they're massive, massive games. Played maybe not on a world scale, maybe they're more regional games, but they matter and mean a lot. Now, when you're playing exhibition games, you got the coach trying to find proper combinations. You got guys trying to impress. But let's be honest, they're still friendlies. They're still kind of a level where it's an exhibition game. Maybe the tackles aren't going to be as spicy. Maybe the game isn't going to be as hard. So you're trying to figure all that out, but that's why it's always tough for host nation because they don't, leading up to the World Cup, you don't play those hard, meaningful qualifying games. And now you got the United States, Mexico, and Canada all in that situation. For the first time, 3 countries in that situation get automatic berths. So you got to try and manufacture that, and you got to try to kind of figure that out. But you're right. There are players there. They're trying to make that roster. They're trying to impress the coach. So when they do get the call up and they do get the opportunity to play, they're trying to make the most of it, and they want to impress as much as possible.
Is there anybody on the team that you'll be watching closely tonight?
Oh, well, that's a good question. You know what? I'm not sure of the squad that they're throwing out there even, but it's going to be a situation. I think the big thing for Canada is going to be their back four. Like who starts at their back four? Who's going to be the center back, the 2 center backs? And we know Alfonso Davies is going to come back. He's going to have that one of those spots. Alistair Johnston, if he comes back, he's going to have the other one of those spots. But I think there's real competition in who's going to be the 2 center backs for Canada. Who's going to hold those spots there? They have some veteran guys. They have some younger guys that can play in that position. So to me, that's where the most, question marks are for this team is who's going to hold down the fort at the back. So if you're looking for that, you're looking at the guys that they rotate through in there, whether they go with an older experienced guy or whether they go with some younger guys. I think that's where Canada really has to make some decisions and solidify. I think everywhere else on the field, for the most part, guys are going to be where they've been. The most part, that's settled. But to me, the 2 center backs, who are going to be the 2 center backs for Canada? I think that's going to be one of the biggest decisions for Coach Jesse March going forward.
Yeah, Canada's starting tonight. They're going to go with Crépeau, Larea, Cornelius, Jones, Segur, Kone, Eustachio, Nelson, Buchanan, David, and Oluwasi. And obviously, you mentioned Davies isn't playing. I think subs tonight because it's a friendly. Aren't you allowed more subs in this game? Or
you're allowed 5, but but you can only make them in situations with 3 substitutions. So you got to bring a couple of guys in at one time. But usually the teams unload their benches in the second half. So this first half, you'll get the good look to see what you have. And then in the second half, again, it slows down a bit, and then you'll probably bring in those 5 subs. So we'll see how that goes. It used to be a bit more, but yeah, it's 5 subs all around now, and so you get a chance to see some new faces in the second half.
Yeah. So I look at Ken. I'm kind of intrigued coming up. Like the World Cup, man, it's getting closer here. Like it's, we're only 7 months away, which isn't that long in the grand scheme of things. And, there's going to be games on Canadian soil, and, the Canadian men's team's improving DVD. Like, I'm not sure, with the expanded format, I just hope they get into the 32, right? Because otherwise you're just playing 2 games. That kind of sucks.
Well, the thing is as a host, they're going to get a better, like they call them pots, and they're going to get a better seeding as a host, because the whole point of the World Cup is you want the host to advance as far as possible. So they're not going to go into a group of death per se, because they're going to get some lighter teams in their group, and they're going to get an opportunity to get out of their group, because that's what FIFA wants. The longer the host countries are around, the better it is for the tournament, the more excitement there is for the tournament. So they're going to get a seeding as a host country that they wouldn't have gotten otherwise. So once all the teams are qualified, once they figure it all out, and then you get the different seedings, and then you kind of figure out the draw. But I think Canada will get a favorable draw. It won't be as tough as it was 4 years ago in Qatar. Like that was almost a group of death. You're playing Belgium and Croatia and Morocco. Those are three really, really solid teams that you had to try and get out of that group with. Belgium was kind of on a downslide. They're coming back up. So yeah, they're and with 48 teams, there's going to be some teams there that Canada's maybe with another top 20 team, a European side or South American side, but I think they are going to get a very favorable draw because they're the host nation. So yeah, the goal is to get out of that first round and then kind of try and build momentum from there.
DVD, as always, buddy. Great to catch up with you. Appreciate it. As always, have yourself an awesome day, and enjoy the games over the 3 games the next 4 days.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me on.
There you go. That's Derek Van Diest. Let's get to a quick final break. We'll return on the Gregor Show. Lots of texts to get to, 833-401-1440.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
The job won't wait. Why should you? At AWS Welding Supplies and Repairs, conveniently located in Nisku, we've got everything you need to get it done. From product sales to servicing and calibrating machines, we're your one-stop shop. We're a proud, locally owned and operated business, committed to serving our community with a proven track record of customer service. Don't let a broken tool slow you down. We offer fast repairs and free same-day delivery of in-stock items to Leduc, Nisku, and South Edmonton. AWS Welding. We make it happen.
At Nisku Ford, we want your visit to feel as comfortable as a holiday gathering. When you shop with us, you're not just a customer, you're family. And we always give our family the best.
And the whole family is going to love our November deals. Find your favorite Ford, then choose from 0% financing or rebates as high as $10,000.
Nisku Ford to your holiday visits, or make your wish list at niskuford.ca today. Above expectations.
I hear the train coming.
Backed by popular demand, Folsom Prison Revisited. The story of one of the greatest concerts in history returns to the Jubilee Auditorium this Saturday. Step back in time before, during, and after this iconic Johnny Cash performance. You'll relive an event that changed the life of Johnny Cash and changed music forever. Tickets at Ticketmaster.ca and the Jubilee box office. Brought to you by Stars and Stories Live.
Looking for auto parts without the dealership price tag? You'll save big here at Ed's Auto Salvage in Westlaw. From engines and alternators to doors and glass, we carry quality tested used parts at unbeatable prices. Why spend thousands when you can spend hundreds? Keep your car and your budget running strong with Ed's Auto Salvage. I'm Lisa, inviting you to stop in soon or visit us online. We offer province-wide shipping and daily delivery to Edmonton. edsautosalvage.com.
He's a legend in the booth and a master on the mic. Low Tide brings the banter weekdays from noon to 2. Sports 1440 is where Edmonton talks sports. Get in the game. Text 833-401-1440.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Cantork. What's the best way to beat the tariffs? By Canadian. Cantork's products are not only made in Canada, but right here in Edmonton. Save money, support Canada at cantork.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
541. I wasn't losing my mind. I love it. Thank you very much, Jerry. Okay. I think we got 2 different Jerrys. Hey, guys, the DVD was the Death Valley Stunner. That was Saturn's finisher from WCW. I knew it. Thank you very much. I knew there was a DVD finishing move in wrestling cons. Didn't remember Saturn's name, though, so thank you very much. But there you have it.
He had a move called the Rings of Saturn as well.
Oh, yeah.
Submission hold.
He had a few. Rings of Saturn. Sick.
Good name. Good RVD reference. I love the
RVD. Oh, buddy, it was unreal. Man. Like, who didn't do it? Are you kidding me? That was awesome. The old double gun thumb point to yourself.
The best.
Sick. All right. You'd always take one strap off of the wrestling pants sometimes. Oh, God, man. I love a good wrestling reference every now and then. So thank you, Jerry. Thank you very much. Appreciate the Death Valley driver. Love it. See, that's what we said. Awesome. All right. Awesome. I knew there's now DDT was different. I'm in Dallas Page. That was true, but the DVD was there. So thank you. Thank you very much. Thought it was going a little wonky there for a bit, but reeled me back in. We got a lot of text flying in at 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440 as we get to the oil report brought to you by Go Auto, where if you're looking for vehicles, best selection in town, Go Auto. They have over 15,000 vehicles for you to choose from. Check it out at goauto.ca. The Oilers, we got to get to a lot of the text about it because we're talking, some people, hey, got to get the coach. Everybody's responsible. But firing the coach, stop it. It's not a constructive thing to mention now. Just sign an extension. 7th fastest coach to 100 wins. He's been in the Stanley Cup final twice. And after 20 games, you want to fire the coach? Your depth guys were actually doing very well in the first month of the season. Now they've gone 9 games out of goal, and it's all the coach's fault. You got guys, Nurse, Bouchard, Kulak, throwing more pizzas and turnovers. Are they chefs? Are they in the bakery? Is that honestly the coach's fault? Come on. If you want to say to coach, hey, stop playing McDavid and Draisaitl, hands up, I'm for it. Everybody's about a petition. Can we get a petition for that? The McDry petition. We'll get you to sign it. God, we might have to do that, Cons. Maybe we should get the McDry petition going. Get it signed. Who would sign it? No more McDry full-time in games. We're done. It's over. We've seen enough of it. Okay? We've seen enough of it. It's like Rashog in straight-colored suits. I've seen enough of it. Strutty in jeans in practice. Seen enough of it. Don't need to see it anymore. Right? We just don't. Right? Carius in his Reg Dunlop coat. Seen enough of it. Don't need to see it anymore. Try something with McDavid full time. If you want to go bits and pieces, late game after a power play, I can live with it. But for games, for full periods, no. No mas. I'm tapping out. I'm done. Boys, you can't blame the coach for lack of effort. That's on the players. I'll criticize his line pairings and unwillingness to play an entire game, but it's hard to develop chemistry and continuity that way. But definitely effort is on the players. I would agree. Guys, there's something in the water. Makes 3rd and 4th liners think they can pull on the blue line like Leon or dangle through 2 guys low like McDavid. The bottom 6 has lost its identity. Keep bucking the ozone. If you score, it's a bonus. Well, how about just get back to playing how they did in the first month of the season? They found ways to score goals, right? Henrique had a few goals. Mangiapane had a few goals. Howard had a few goals. Savoy scored. Tomasic scored. Frederick scored. Like, they chipped in. But November has been a Sahara desert of offense for your third and fourth line. So they will have to get better. Hey, guys, sorry. I know I'm a broken record, but very poor team defense. The first 21 from Greater Man Jay. It's true, man. It's not a broken record when it's true. And their inability, like, have they strung together 2 or 3 consecutive good defensive games yet this year? I don't think so. You've had a stretch in the Philly game. The first 35 minutes was unreal. Didn't last. I know they only allowed 1 goal in that game. Right? So I guess that game maybe. But, and they came back the next night. Columbus, nope. Last night was not a defensive great effort. Nope. Carolina was decent, but because Carolina's a good team, they're going to create some chances. Goaltender was fine. Sure. But they haven't had, like, even a week where you're like, okay, good defensive game, solid defensive. Because sometimes you can play well defensively and the other team still scores because they got skill. That'll happen. But I would agree. I think that the lack of a consistent defensive effort has hurt them for sure. Also, remember, everybody, it's dark early. Make sure your lights are on. This is our help to you. And when we say lights, not your front lights, because most of them just come on naturally. Make sure your rear lights are on. Check your vehicle. What does your auto button do? Does it mean your rear lights are on? Because some cars do, some don't. Depends. Make sure you know. Right? Have someone, get a friend, get your spouse. You go drive. Are my rear lights on like this? No? Okay, this is what I do. Now they're on. Very simple. Get it done. Let's get to the 2-minute warning with Cam Tate, brought to you by Legacy Heating and Cooling, where the rates never change. No overtime charges. That's how you build a legacy at legacyheating.ca.
99 days? Can Oilers fans hang on for 99 days? Or is the sky indeed falling in and the current Oilers version will be blown up? 99 days, my friend. That's what I think we should focus on. Because 99 days from now, we're sitting at, fingers on your mice here, February 25th. Still with me? Or have you, like Gregor, nodded off? Because what happens February 25th has morphed into the day the Oilers will turn the Jets on. Because on February 25th is when the Oilers play their first game after the Olympic break. From his experience at the Four Nations Cup, perhaps Connor McDavid understands the demand of having an ultra-competitive event in February. And while the argument can be strongly made that forming good habits can pay dividends at the end of the season, maybe conserving energy, no, I ain't moving to BC, conserving physical and mental energy is at play here, which speaks to play hard, play smart. Now, you could very easily say, Tate, go back to your padded room and try again. And, as Gregor knows, the way I drive my wheelchair, a padded room just might fit the bill. But back to my point. If there is a reason why the Oilers are, in the great words of Edmonton broadcaster Tiger Goldstick would say, if they were playing in my backyard, I would pull the drapes. And yes, their play is not very good. And perhaps there's a reason why. So 99 days, February 25th, in Anaheim, the happiest place on earth. 2-minute warning. Gregor, Halley, Kruger, Tate. Weekdays, Sports 1440.
$99 bottles of beer. You ever sing that song, Cons?
Few times, yeah.
Take one down. What'd you ever get to? I never got to 1.
Oh, no. Never. I might not even get to 95.
Yeah.
You get looks eventually. You keep singing that song.
I don't think the kids, I don't think they know that song today. I don't know if we've passed that one along in the folklore of society. How many of you have ever sang that to your kids? 99 bottles of beer on the wall, 99 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around, 98 bottles of beer on the wall. And then you go all the way to 1. I never got all the way to 1, but you see how long you can get them to do. Just curious. Test it out. I wonder. I think, honestly, Cons, if my memory's correct, I think the lowest I ever got was like 72.
Feels like
that's the number that stands in my head.
It's a dangerous song to introduce to your kids, I think.
Well, why?
Because it's kind of annoying after a certain point, and kids can be very repetitive, right? So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but are they going to be that committed to get down there?
It'd have to be.
Oh, yeah. That would be, they would, you know what? It would keep them busy. Yeah. So, we will see what it was. So, who knows? 833-401-1440. 833-401-1440. Hey, guys, do you think the 9-1 loss affected their mojo? From Stu? No, not really, because they bounced back and they had some wins since. Right? Like, they won their next game. So, and came back, right? Like, they had that big comeback in the third period. So, no, I don't think a game like that's gonna last that long with you very often. Especially when you won the next game. Actually won the next 2 games. So, no, I don't think that's much of a factor. Like, that's that's like 10 days ago now that it happened. So I think they're moved on from it. The only problem is they just, before the 9-1 game, after the 9-1 game, during the 9-1 game, defensive letdowns, defensive miscues. That's been a problem. Hey, Gregor, the defense score is flailing. Losing Stetcher was tough because I think it could inject effort into the group. I see a lot of tired and lazy work, top to bottom, from Soggy Corpse. Ooh, man, I'm not sure I can jump on board. The Troy Stetcher on waivers is what they're missing. I like the attempt of it to reach there, but I can't get on board with that one. Now, Stetcher, first of all, had only played, I think, 6 games in Edmonton. And when he was here, they were outshot 37-24 when he was on the ice. He had an expected goals percentage of like 32%. So, and I really like Troy Stetcher, but he was just as much of a part of a problem this year as it was anything else. So, if the losing your number 7, or in this case 8 defensemen, is why they're floundering, they got real big problems. I don't think so. But they'll have a chance tomorrow to bounce back. That's the great thing about sports. We'll set that up and much more on tomorrow's Wednesday edition of The Gregor Show. On behalf of Halley, Kruger, all of our guests, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching the show. Tell a friend. You can rewatch it on YouTube, download the podcast, or any interviews at jasongregor.com. Enjoy the night. Let's get to the con man and a sports 1440 update brought to you by eWell, your partner in power since 1975. For all your electrical needs, think EWEL.ca. Good night.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
Edmonton and NHLer will host the 2027 World Junior Hockey Championship after previous plans to show the tournament by the cities were interrupted by the COVID-19 pandemic. The tournament will run December 26th, 2026 to Jan 5th, 2027. 8 games in the NHL tonight after 20 minutes. Leafs and Blues tied at 1 apiece. The Kraken up on the Red Wings 1-0. And the Lightning have a 2-0 lead over the Devils. Later this evening, Stars host the Islanders. Jackets in Winnipeg. Blackhawks taking on the Flames. Rangers meet the Golden Knights. And it's the Sharks and Mammoth. In the WHL, the Oil Kings on the road in Penticton taking on the Vs. That'll get going at 7:35 in the association second quarter. Magic lead the Warriors 55-42. And early on, it is the Pistons on top of the Hawks 21-14. Later tonight, Spurs host the Grizz. Jazz in LA to take on the Lakers. And it's the Trailblazers hosting the Suns. And the Canadian men's national soccer team taking on Venezuela in a friendly from Florida. This one gets going at 6:30. That's going to do it for us here on the Jason Gregor Show. Coming up next, we've got Fox Sports Radio all night. Live local.